The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
I'm your girl, the plainest Jane, and let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now. What up and welcome back. It's your girl Jane, the plainest Jane. And look, y'all, we got some syrup that we need to get into. Come on in, hit thumbs up on the bus. Okay? Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Listen, the men are not okay. Y'all know things are always sticky in Hollywood and in real life. And listen, when I tell you the men are not okay, baby, I mean it. What is going on? Do you see the title? Okay? Come on in, find you a seat on the bus. Y'all know it's free to ride the bus. Okay, all you got to do is pay your fare, which is hitting that thumbs up button. All right, if you ain't already subscribed, you definitely want to make sure you do so. But look, we got a lot that we need to discuss. I'm excited to be back with you all again. It's been a little minute. Okay, last show got a little spicy. It got a little spicy, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, look, Antonio Brown, Smokey Robinson, Stephen A. Smith, Orlando Brown got to watch them Browns. Okay. Charleston White, Big Groove, aka Gorilla Groove. Y'all know that big, bulky, dark-skinned, muscular man that be dancing all around with his teeth out looking like a raccoon minus the RA. The men are not well. The men are not okay. I said, do you hear what I say? Listen, we've got a lot that we need to get into and so much more, right? We're talking about things that are viral online, celebrity world, all that other stuff, but also real black news that we really do need to get into. So y'all already know y'all are aboard my bus. And when you are on the bus, this is the Black News Bus. And the Black News Bus, for those of you all who are not familiar, is a social media stroll that covers black topics inside of the celebrity world, but it also talks about everyday people and black news that affect everyday folk like you and me. Okay. And, you know, I always got some nuggets of black excellence and history. Okay. So look, get comfortable. We're going to be on here for a little while, but not too long. And I do believe I have another show coming up after this as well, right? We need to talk about the financial crisis that a great amount of customers around America experience today, even if only temporarily, okay? So let's get ready. I'm excited to talk to you all, okay? What did y'all have for dinner? Because I just had me a little piece of burger. I had me a little piece of burger. Somebody said your face makes my day. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I just had me a little piece of burger. When I get off here, I'm gonna have me a little salad, right? But look, y'all, come on in. Fellas, how y'all doing? Ladies, I hope y'all are right. Make sure you hit thumbs up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Shout out to my channel members. Shout out to Bossy Unbothered for, I think she either rejoined the channel or upgraded her membership. Either way, I'm just grateful for the support. And of course, thank you to my moderators. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready for takeoff, shall we?
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
All right, and we're back. Y'all know a couple of things I find to be extremely important when y'all on my bus. And look, I don't care. You're not going to catch content creators telling you to click away from their video. But I'm telling you, if you haven't already addressed your mental health and taken your invisible problems into consideration, bye. I'll see you later. I'll catch you next time. Go ahead and watch the replay. Make sure your mental health is in check. Shout out to my new subscribers. I just want to say thank you. I think we're at 27.1. Thank y'all so much for that. I've been meaning to get a community tab post up thanking you all for it and about that. And of course, before I get into breaking down today's topic, survival events, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because baby, I don't know what you're waiting for, because we can fight. Don't make my Baltimore come out. Subscribe, thumbs up or down. Honestly, either way, I do appreciate it. Just make sure you think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. Okay? Are we ready to get into these stories? All right? Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and begin with, look, the men are not okay, but let's start with, I think what's more important than all of this celebrity stuff is our money. Your money's important, my money's important. And no, this is not an ad, okay? I'm really talking about something that happened today. Bank of America. Bank of America experienced something extremely crazy today. Did you hear about Bank of America today? Did you hear about Bank of America today? I'm going to put a poll in the chat. You can put yes. You can put no. You can put you were, I was affected. And you can put that you weren't affected. Okay? I want to see I was not affected. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. I forgot the ED on affected, but y'all get the point. Okay? Okay, I put I was not affected, but y'all know what I'm saying. Okay? Let's get into the details while I let the votes trickle in. Okay? See, look, me over here, I say, look, Bank of America, count your fucking days. Count your days. And no, I wasn't affected, but still, it's a scary thing to think that the majority of people who have money sitting over at Bank of America were somehow affected. Make it make sense. Okay? Bank of America is trending because Zelle is having an outage. And those of you who don't know, Zelle and Bank of America are they're connected as financial institutions or partners. And Zelle was having an outage issue that was causing recent transfers to disappear and to really put a lot of people's account in the negative. And we all done seen this tweet right here. Okay? Or this meme, should I say, right here. If you follow me on Twitter, y'all already know what's going on. But this was something crazy. Let's see where we're at with the poll right now. 42% say yes, 50% say no, they didn't hear about Bank of America. And it doesn't seem like there's really much of anybody in this chat who was affected. And honestly, that's a good thing. Okay? That is a bit of a good thing. Okay? Somebody in the chat said, shout out to Navy Federal. Okay, shout out to whoever didn't have your money jammed up. Let me just tell you. When I heard about it, before I checked my bank account, I heard about it because, of course, it was trending on Twitter like crazy. And y'all know I'm one of the representatives over at the delegation of Twitter. Okay. And so I'm looking and I'm seeing them trend and I'm seeing the complaints and everything rolling like that. And I'm like, look, Bank of America got me about to call JG Wentworth. It's my money and I need it now. 877 cash now. Okay. No, but this is something serious. And this is what the second show is going to be about this evening. I was able to locate someone who is a former employee, right? They were an actual branch manager, and they have a lot to say about why they feel like this happened. So let's get into a couple of the details. This is very vague compared to all that he has to say. Okay. And he says, as a former Bank of America manager, I was told to push people to use Zelle to get people out of the branch. Then branches are closing due to clients. And I can attest to this. A lot of the branches are closing because they're looking to do this electronic teller system. Okay. They're looking to do this electronic teller system where you don't have to necessarily be inside of the banking center. You can be on the outside and you can go up to the ATM, which has this like full functionality where you're able to literally get a virtual teller on the screen with you. And it's a real person. It's not AI. It is somebody sitting there with a blazer or a business casual top on, but they're really looking to take people out of the financial institutions, Bank of America in particular. A lot of credit unions, you walk into them and you see nothing but ATMs outside of the personal bankers. So they really aren't even trying to have tellers in the places anymore, right? In these banks. The banks are closing due to clients after they pushing the clients out of the bank to encourage them to do Zelle. And then they tell you, I'm sorry, your day is screwed. So there's a lot going on. And of course, when we talk about being financially astute or being educated, especially with the way that the economy is going. It's really unstable and unpredictable in a not so positive way. I think it's important that we really hear about what our other alternatives and our options are, and what we should stay away from, and what we should gravitate towards when it comes to financial literacy. Okay, but myself and a lot of others, before I check my bank account, and I did have some people in my circle who were affected. I just don't use Zelle, but a lot of people for their business and rendering services and all that other stuff, they use Zelle, and they were affected. They were in the negative. They and/or had any money. It was a pretty crazy situation today. Okay, Twitter was in shambles. In shambles. Let me go ahead and tell you that. And a lot of us may remember. And I also want to get into talking about Flo Rida. Since we're talking about money, I want to get into talking about Flo Rida, but we're going to do that in a second. But this is what I had tweeted earlier today, because this was the vibe when I just thought that everybody's account was in the negative or wasn't in the positive. I'm like, whoa. Wait a minute, Bank of America. What's going on?
And I need my money and I need it now. It's my money and I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
It's my
money and I need it now. It's my money and I need it now.
Stop playing with me and stop playing with anybody, Bank of America. I thought I wasn't going to be able to go to lunch and get my goddamn Happy Meal when I saw everybody freaking out about their accounts being in the negative or their accounts being wiped out. I'm like, hold on now. I only got one debit card on me today. I ain't got no credit cards on me today. It's my Happy Meal. It's my 6-piece nugget, and I need it now. God damn it. Okay? But nonetheless, I know a lot of people feel like, why would you even still be with Bank of America, knowing how predatory their practices is? True. Here's my explanation, because I do have a bank with a couple of different banks. Bank of America is one of those institutions where if and when you travel, there's always going to be an institution or a center or an ATM for you there. That's what, I mean, you can just, me in Baltimore, right? You can do First Financial, you can do M&T Bank or whatever the case is, but you can't guarantee that they're going to be everywhere. This is why it's important not to have all your funds all in one place. But that's one thing that I just wanted to bring that up, because that's real news. Before we get into the mess, before we cut up, okay, I wanted to give you a dibble and a dabble of what was really going on and what could have happened with your money. And if it did, okay, if it did affect you, what were your thoughts and what are you going to do? Are you going to open up another bank account? Are you going to close out your bank account? Any and all thoughts? I need to know your thoughts down below. Okay. Stacy S said, I used to use Zelle to send money to my daughter that lives in another state. Right. So, Bank of America is one of those places where, despite how much crap, we've heard about them and how much, and to be quite honest, a whole bunch of the institutions aren't better than the other. Now, I did see one person mention Navy Federal, okay, in the chat, and that's one thing. But when it comes to, M&T Bank and Chase and Wells Fargo, all of them have had some, some trash things happen. So I'm pretty sure some of them institutions were like laughing, okay? Hey, Kiva, we're laughing at Bank of America in this discrepancy today. However, it's just important to spread yourself out, because all of them done some foul, shady, and low down stuff. And I know personally, that Bank of America be doing some foul stuff. Shout out to the Famecom Network for increasing his membership for 10 months. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Listen, if you haven't already taken time to hit the thumbs up button, what is you? Don't make me get ugly, okay?
Oh my God.
We got 90 likes and 135 people here. Like, what's really going on? The math's not mathing. Let's get the likes up and let's move on to talking about why Flo Rida might have, might have became a little bit more attractive today. Do y'all even remember Flo Rida? Do y'all even remember who this man is? Shorty got them apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur. She got low. Who remembers him? Nearly nobody, right? And he literally named himself Florida. He just put a space in between the Flo and the Rida. Baby, let me tell you what happened today. He done won an $82 million settlement and a verdict with this legal battle with an energy drink company. What's going on? This is what I need to know from y'all ladies or men. Listen, if you're attracted to men, whether you're exclusively attracted to men, you're attracted to men or women, lady, how does he look to you now that we know this information? Because I feel like he just now, you know, now that I think about it, he's a little bit more attractive. And what happened was, this was a situation from 2014. Okay, this is a situation from 2014. He went and had some sort of a business deal endorsement with this energy drink company. Okay. And they promised him a certain amount of money. And they also promised him like some stock in the company that they did not give him. Okay. And so he went ahead and he filed suit, and baby, $82 million. Looking real fine and attractive. Now that I think about it, you know, now that I think about it, somebody in the comments said, that's what I said. I said I wouldn't know him if he was standing in front of me. I really would not. Okay. However, somebody said he still looked corny. What did they say? They said, and here I go Googling him because my memory is a little fuzzy. I said, it's a face that's very easy to forget, because it really is, in my opinion. You know, I could get off work and go to the market and see this man, and I won't know who the hell he is, even after looking at him several times today. And that's the truth. I could leave out of here when I get done this live. I wouldn't know I was looking at him. To be completely honest, I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't. And they went ahead to say, you know, because I'm you know, calling him attractive and being facetious. And they say, except for the studs and rhinestones that seem to be splattered all across his clothing, such an odd Florida man cowboy style of dress. I said, baby, let me tell you something. I can adjust. I will be his blinged out rhinestone cowgirl. Let me tell you, $82 million. And he already had some money before that. Oh, baby, I will be your rhinestone cowgirl in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Okay. Now, y'all know I'm being facetious. Somebody on Twitter said, wow, the women used to hide it. Y'all are gold diggers. Men used to get the joke. It's Twitter. It's for throwaway jokes. Grow up. But I will be saddled up to be his rhinestone cowgirl. Let me tell you, $82 million. Girl, don't play with me. Okay? They said all that money and he still ain't cute. You know, just for the sake of entertainment purposes, just in case he's watching, I'm going to disagree with you, MJ. I'm just gonna disagree. You know, he got $82 million today, baby. He is a little cute. Anyway, shout out to him for really getting what he's owed. You know, being a Black artist. See, we can correct all the jokes we want on how he looks or how he's not relevant or whatever the case is. But a lot of times these companies, they'll try to get over on Black artists, entertainers, etc., and so on and so forth. So I'm glad that he followed this lawsuit through. They promised him some stock. They promised him some money. They didn't give it to him. They thought it was a game. They tried to call him greedy, but he got his money, and I'm glad he got his money. Okay. And if he wants to come over here to the channel, I'll be saddled up. All right. 82 goddamn $1 million. Baby, come here. Let me talk to you real quick. Let me tell you how I've always loved that song that you made. Got me going, doing my research, looking up his birthday and whatnot like that. Saying, you a Virgo, right? I knew we had something because I'm an Aquarius. Come on over here, Flo Rida. Okay? But nonetheless, let's go on. We got a lot of news that we need to get into. Okay. We got a lot that we need to get into. Do he even like us? You know what? That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just being facetious. Does he like Black women? I don't know anything about his I really don't know. I would learn though. It's like, no, let's move on. The men are not okay. Let's get back to the title because there's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And before we get into the celebrities, okay? No, I'm not a Libra. I'm an Aquarius. Before we get into the celebrities that are out of pocket, I really do want to get into the real news. Okay, a couple a couple of real stories that are really they're concerning and they're alarming when it comes to the uptick in violence against women. So I want to get into these things before we continue to cut up. Okay, you know, I got to mix it up so that y'all are even interested. If I go live and I'm just talking about current events and no celebrities, y'all ain't gonna watch. If I'm just talking about the celebrities, it really doesn't hold as much value, in my opinion. So I think a nice mix, a nice balance is where we need to be. In the words of Darnell Jones, where I want. All right, so let's go. Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news. So I'm on Twitter earlier today, minding my business, on the board of representatives of Black Twitter, the funniest part of Black Twitter. It's always got my finger on the pulse. And I saw this story that made me get serious for a second. Honestly, made me get serious for a second. Take a look at this. A drive-through attempt at kidnapping. The men are not okay. Imagine working at Starbucks, hell, working at any drive-through, McDonald's, Burger King. I mean, like, you name it. Imagine working there. And you go to hand somebody or take their funds, hand them their coffee, hand them their bag, and they trying to kidnap you through the drive-through window. I mean, make it make sense. Then he got a nerve to have a zip tie, a zip tie situation. Look at him trying to slap on her arm or I don't know, her neck or something with the zip tie. So the suspect has been arrested in connection with a video that showed him literally trying to abduct a barista through a drive-through while holding a looped zip tie device. Something's going on. Something's going on. This, first of all, how many marbles is he missing? Not only should he not be doing that, and is it appalling that you're trying to kidnap somebody through the drive-through window, but you really thought that you was going to be able to do that. You thought you was going to be able to take a whole human being through the drive-through window into your driver's side window. This is what I'm like. The men are not okay. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be some equal opportunity. I don't want the men to feel like I'm beating up on them, okay? Because I'm going to show you something that shows that some of the women ain't okay either as we get a little bit later into the show. But this is concerning. But let's get into the next story about, and this literally just happened 2 days ago on January 16th, okay? So this is a reason why, something I thought of, this is why employers should not encourage single opens or closings of stores, because you never know what could happen. If the location can't open with 2 or more employees, then it really just shouldn't open. Because what happens, and this could happen to a man or a woman who is the victim of somebody preying on them, whether it be an abduction, a robbery, it could be anything. You know, it's dangerous. You really got to stay safe out here. And this is not any fear mongering stuff. I have several different examples. Okay. You got some people saying, was that one of the bikini baristas, as if her outfit really matters. Please stop trying to find an angle about her outfit instead of really condemning the attempt at a drive-through kidnapping. Okay, never even heard of that. But here's another one that I'm sure a lot of you have seen, because the drive-through kidnapping is something that is fairly new. But this one is something that a lot of us have seen. Let's take a look at the footage and then we'll get into the details, okay?
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! What is he doing? Oh! Dad, get over here! Dad! Hey, look! Oh my God! Dad, get over here! Over the Robert yard! Are you getting high over there? No! Don't put him right now! Come on. I'm gonna give a little pistol right quick. I got this. Stop! Oh my God!
Now, this was because this woman wanted a divorce. This woman wanted a divorce from this man, and he can't handle the rejection. Okay. So, where am I at? So the sad part about this is this woman is asking for a divorce. This was in Los Angeles. Her husband literally first he drove up and rammed his car into the home, and clearly you could see other surrounding vehicles as well. Then he left and came back with the whole dump truck and did it again. This is sick. Okay, she says she fears for her life, and honestly, she should. Here is what the victim, Miss Patricia Dunn, had to say following this incident. Okay, let's get into this. And listen, if you haven't taken a moment to hit thumbs up, please make sure you do so. It's a free way to support the show. I do a lot to prepare these shows to make you laugh and inform you at the same time. Hit thumbs up. You can send a couple dollars on Cash App, but it's not required. Okay, just make sure you support the show. Share it out via text message, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, however it is that you share videos, hell, your group chat. Okay. Let's get into what this woman had to say. I think topics like this are really important. I'm going to open the phone lines a little bit later so that you can comment on any of the stories that move you to talk. Okay.
I don't even want this house anymore. I just want to put it up for sale and just move on because I'm not comfortable here anymore. I don't know, he might come back.
That's true.
Who's to say he's not? A man that's under that kind of rage, who's to say what he might do? He was trying to kill me. He really was. That's my bedroom right there. He knows. He was just trying to hurt me. I don't even want this house anymore. I just want to put it up for sale.
This is tearful. I can see. I wouldn't feel comfortable living there either. This is horrible. This is beyond horrible. And so when I say the men are not okay, I'm really talking about like this level of rejection. If y'all remember, I reported on a story, I think it was last week, where a 14-year-old boy, okay, 14-year-old boy shot a 14-year-old girl in the head, okay, because she was finna break up with him. All this because there's some sort of romantic desire, or they don't want the romance to end, or the interest or the connection to end. This is not okay. This is not okay. Okay. 14-year-olds, right? His life is ruined. The 14-year-old's life is ruined. The 14-year-old girl's life is ruined, right? She's got some over her eye. Don't even know if she's going to be able to see again out of that one eye anyway. Each of these families are affected. And the 14-year-old girl's name was Jasleen Jones. Her GoFundMe is linked down below in the description box. It's the very first link that you'll see down below in the description box. Be sure to check it out. You can read more on the story if you would like, or you can check out one of the previous videos where I've spoken about it. But, you know, when I say the men are not okay, this is what I'm talking about. Then you have, what was it? The basketball player. What was his name? Darius. What was it? Darius something, where the girl didn't want to deal with him anymore. The girl didn't want to deal with him anymore. And, he played for college. I forget what college it was, but she didn't want to deal with him anymore. And he goes crazy. And the girl is gone, right? This is crazy. But nonetheless, going back to Miss Vanessa Dunn, the teary-eyed woman that we saw, and I'm waiting on GoFundMe information. Her family said the day before yesterday that they were going to try to make a GoFundMe, but they're probably dealing with a lot right now. And I've been checking back for updates on this story. If and when they do ever provide a GoFundMe, I will be sure to share that with you. But when it comes to this dump truck rampage incident, and suspect, his name is Ronald Lee Dunn. Okay. They put out this bulletin. It was released by the Los Angeles Sheriff Department. And, you know, they've got the details. They've got some information. They've got some vehicle information, and his picture is here. So he's wanted. And unfortunately, he is still on the run as well. Okay. So this is crazy. Somebody in the chat, let's not forget about the young boy who just killed his mother because he couldn't get the VR system. Correct. That's another one. You know, this is crazy that whether it's romantic rejection, they can't get what they want. 10-year-old boy, 14-year-old boy, college boy, grown. This is a man with gray hair out here just endangering and putting women, young and old, in harm's way. And he didn't crash. Her car wasn't the only car that was damaged by this incident full of rage. And the sad thing is sometimes they don't even have to be inebriated to reach this level of a lack of control. This is sad and it's sick. So I really wanted to go over some of this information because we really have to be careful. We really have to be careful out here as women and protecting ourselves from men who really have a short fuse. And this is the reason why I see these, you know, the blogs and people in general, they have a lot of these, like, do I want to call it redundant? They have a lot of these questions and these conversations that they're having about how to move in relationships, and their hot takes, or they feel like they're one size fits all. And I really don't feel like they are, right? So this one went viral, and I only liked it so that I could remember to bring it up and have this conversation. Ghosting someone with no explanation is so nasty and weird. And I'm sorry, I disagree. Sometimes you're able to clock. Sometimes before a man reaches that level of a lack of self-control, sometimes you can clock and see that there's a temperamental issue here. They're not going to be able to handle the fact that I'm not interested in this, whether it be a friendship, relationship, friend zone that was about to move to something else. Sometimes ghosting people is in your best interest and it's for your safety. Sometimes having a conversation about why you want to ghost someone is something that they cannot handle and they snap. Sometimes it is, and I've been there, and I have ghosted plenty of this in my day. Sometimes they can handle the conversation about how I'm not interested. Back when I was, in the dating pool, now the dating pool literally has piss in it, but sometimes they can't handle it, and you don't owe yourself to be placed in danger because what somebody on the internet said, don't ghost people, have the conversation, be an adult. All men can't handle it. I've had situations where I told a guy, I'm just like not interested. We should just go. Why? How come? Oh, you think you perfect? And they get the raising their voice, and it's like, whoa, they could pull up at your house this night. You know what I'm saying? They could go looking for. There was another girl on Twitter who shared all these text messages. The guy she never even met. The guy sending her address, her dad's address, her mom's address, saying I'm a KILLU, I'm a kill your dad and your family, and he kept going for weeks at a time. I still follow her, and about 3 days ago, she said he started back up again. A man that she knew for 72 hours off of Facebook. She never even met him. So no. While every adult should be able to handle constructive conversation, every mature adult should be able to let go, does not mean that you have to put yourself in danger, especially as a woman. And don't get me wrong, some women can go crazy too and they don't want to let go of a guy. But all the examples that I done gathered in the last 3 days mainly reflect that the men are not okay. But of course, there are women who aren't as well, okay? So they snap. And that's why I think it's so important, especially when I covered the story about the 14-year-old last week. It's important that we teach our young boys, but really our children in general, not even gender specific. It's important that we teach our children how to handle rejection at a young age. Think about the family of the 14-year-old boy. The boy's life is ruined. And so you're not teaching your child about how to handle rejection, sending them to boot camp, really sitting them down and punishing him and helping him understand. Maybe, let's just say if they thought, have you ever seen a parent think that the temper tantrums of their children are cute? And you be the one sitting there on a collect call every other week, or going to go visit every other Monday or once a month, going to go visit your child behind that glass and behind those bars because you didn't teach them a lesson. And that's painful for a parent and a family anyway. So look, don't let these people on the internet telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing in relationships. Our safety is on the line here, especially as women. Okay? Especially as women. Now, let's move on to the next story. We're breezing through these topics, okay? Your girl is getting a little bit better. Anybody want to hit thumbs up or send me $3 because I'm getting better? Sometimes, baby, I beat you 3 stories. We be an hour into it. I'm like, God damn. Let's get into the next story, baby. We talking about this really ridiculous excuse of a living individual named what? Charleston White. Let's go.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
You're tuned in to Jane, the plainest Jane. Be sure to thumbs up the video and subscribe, and let's get into it.
Child, here we go. They had took me down for a minute, but they can't keep a good woman down for long. They took me down for a minute. Let's get into Charleston and what he had to say. Now, listen, I am not a fan of, and I won't say I'm not a fan. I just find a lot of the attention that Chrisean and Blueface get, I find it to be annoying. I find it to be toxic. And I really think that somebody's going to get hurt. I do. I think that before it gets better, the fact that neither one of them know how to leave one another alone, I feel like somebody is going to get hurt. And so I don't indulge. I don't watch the show. Whenever I see them popping up on the blogs, baby, I'm scrolling past it as fast as I can because it's toxic, it's annoying, but it's really more sad than anything that this young, beautiful woman doesn't understand her worth. Okay, she doesn't understand that she shouldn't have to deal with that type of abuse. But to be honest, it's not even one-sided. Neither one of them need to be dealing with one another. Neither one of them. Okay, and let alone the fact that Chrisean is a representative or she's from Baltimore, and y'all know that's where I'm at. I'm like, oh, please, God, no. This is just one of the worst examples, and they're consistently rewarded for their bad behavior. Bad behavior, consistently. So despite the fact that it's an abusive relationship on both sides, I've seen Chrisean hit him. I've seen him hit Chrisean. And even though I scroll past all the posts, it's like we're in the group chat and they won't let us out. You know what I mean? We get all this information about what's going on with these celebrities that we really don't want to know. Let us out the group chat. But they enjoy oversharing because they think it's cute. It helps them get endorsements. Zeus Network is running nothing more than a boxing ring over there. And so the two of them fit in really well there. It's like part of their business plan and their structuring. Nonetheless, let's get into what Charleston White had to say about these two.
You run around here taking all them goddamn boxing lessons? Box that bitch, nigga. Learn how to Donkey Kong a bitch. This little gap teeth mouth retarded, mentally fucked up, emotionally and sexually abused little girl. Everybody know Kristen done been fucked by her uncle. She done been molested.
I'm sorry. I meant to give y'all a trigger warning. I forgot how bad it was. This came up on my timeline 3 days ago. I'm so sorry I didn't give a trigger warning. I forgot how I forgot how ridiculous he speaks. So my bad. Let me give y'all the trigger warning, and we're about to go back in because there's one part that's really bad about it. Outside of him encouraging Blueface to physically abuse her, there's something else that he says that really blew my muffin cat bag blue. Okay.
You run around here taking all them goddamn boxing lessons? Box that bitch, nigga. Learn how to Donkey Kong a bitch. This little gap teeth mouth retarded, mentally fucked up, emotionally and sexually abused little girl. Everybody know Kristen done been fucked by her uncle. She done been molested. She done got daddy problem. This is a fucked up little girl this nigga got a television show with. This bitch done knocked a patch of hair out this nigga head in one episode. In another episode, this bitch ass nigga head is split open. And the bitch is vacuuming glass out the back of his head. And put tape on the nigga. His mama saying, let me stick to this, the bitch just jumping on the boy. Then the bitch get on a podcast and said, yeah, I done killed 4 babies. I done had 4 abortions. I just kill them. Say, y'all, listen. Y'all ain't gonna shame this bitch. Man, listen, I'm just asking Blueface. Man, go to jail for whooping that hoe. You in the jail, you shooting in a motherfucking crowd at a club. Them people ain't done nothing to you. Nigga, but you got your bitch ass on television. Ain't he a crip or something? Is this what happened to celebrity niggas? Nigga, you better go get a white girl. You better go get a white bitch or a Mexican or one of them Kardashian kind of Armenian bitches. But getting a broke woman, a nigga bitch like that, and they got a television show, y'all. Who done gave these niggas a television show so we can watch this nigga get abused? We watching a nigga get abused. Male domestic violence. Where's the outrage? If he was whooping her,
And he is
blacking her eyes, splitting her heads open, they wouldn't have gave that boy no television show. So this is what I mean by some hoes need their ass whooped and they pussy took.
You heard that? Right.
My uncle taught me this. Let me can somebody tag Christian in her, that Blueface boy. Listen, now listen to me, young folk, and I'm talking to that Blueface boy. Next time that bitch hits you, boy, ball your motherfucking fist up like this here. Swing that motherfucker and hit that bitch right on top of her head. Boom! It'll jam her neck. Won't leave no bruises. It'll jam her motherfucking neck. Come back. I used to see Uncle Wayne hit that bitch on side with that part of the hand back here somewhere in the head and make a bitch woozy. Say, Blueface, you run around here taking all them goddamn boxing lessons?
Mess off the
Box that bitch, nigga.
Because what? So this isn't the first time I've heard him say and encouraged. He said some bitches need to have their ass whooped and they kitty cats up. Not some women deserve great. I know you lying, but he not lying. He's dead serious. Now I have that other clip of him encouraging that behavior on my hard drive. And I mean, not that y'all like need to hear it, but it's true. It's not a lie. Put a one in the chat if y'all done heard that clip before. Let me know. That's not the clip. Let's go to the bush and wheat real quick. Because baby, this is completely out of order.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
I just and the people still give him a platform. He continues to be interviewed. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And I'm really sick.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
Okay, so I see a lot of people putting ones in the chat, so I won't waste a whole bunch of time trying to pull it up because it's egregious. And it's difficult to listen to. It's difficult. That other clip, I couldn't even believe what I was hearing when he said, and that's why some deserve to have a Yatamine taken. I know you got to be kidding me, but honestly, he's not kidding anybody. He means that with all of his heart and with all of his might. Of course, I'm not able to locate it right now because I am live. But if I plug in my hard drive right now, it might ruin the whole stream. And I don't want to do that. But trust and believe, he said that. He said that. I might bring it up in another video. But it's what are we doing here in society? What are we doing here? I don't know what he's famous for. I don't know if he used to make music. Can somebody help me understand why a Charleston is even a somebody or a something? Can somebody help me understand? Help me. Who is he? Where did he come from? Why is he a thing? It's horrible. It's horrible. It's going to wreck my brain until I find it, though. It's going to wreck my brain. But let me go ahead and move on to the next thing that we need to discuss. Okay. Let's go ahead and get on to the new. Let me get, he says he's a comedian. The only thing that's funny is, you know what? Never mind. Is how he's calling other people the R word. And I don't even like that word. But for you to be as ignorant as a Charleston, I just, it's not funny. It's ironic, the fact that he's calling other people challenged or delayed when it really seemed like he got some issues. Okay. Somebody just joined the membership. Shout out to you and thank you so much for doing so. Okay. Let's see. Let's get into our next topic. Vivian Kennedy joined the membership. Thank you so much, baby. Let's turn this thing around. I was gonna have Tyra Banks cuss him out, but I think we didn't went down this road. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. We making good time. So on today's episode of the Wild Wild Web, because now we gotta turn the energy around a little bit. This is crazy. Like I said, when I say the men ain't okay, the men are not okay. But society isn't okay in general because, I mean, this addiction to social media clout and to attention and visibility, it's got people blurring the lines. And especially if we go back to Krishan and Blueface, just because you got a show on Zeus, it don't mean you pop it. It means there's a lot of people willing and eager to see the train wreck that you are. And so there's this line that's blurred between shame and fame. I blame Jerry Springer because that's when reality TV first came along. Okay. It was called talk show TV, but it was very much given them concocting some of the most toxic situations to help people fight and present themselves in the worst way. Anything that's less than upstanding. Okay. People just don't understand the difference between fame and shame anymore. They don't care. Okay. But let's move on to other crazy things going on the internet, baby, to turn this energy around just a smidge. Just a smidge. See what else is going on this here World Wide Web. Okay, so this is something I saw this morning that gave me a little chuckle. I said, now why they done repurpose this Pizza Hut as Jesus's house? What's going on that they done slapped the cross on the old Pizza Hut and now all of a sudden this Pizza Hut has been repurposed as Jesus' house? What's really going on? They gonna turn a Pizza Hut into any and every thing. I said, if we can get some, if we can get some pizza with extra sausage, personal pan down below in the church basement right after service, then okay, I'm here for it. But they think we stupid. They could have at least turned it into a McDonald's. Sometimes the McDonald's have red tops and things like that. Y'all might have been able to slide by throwing some arches on there. Other than that, what's really going on? So Jesus is everywhere. Jesus is everywhere, baby, even in the Pizza Huts, new or old. Okay? Repurposing a damn Pizza Hut as Jesus' house. Okay. Okay. I see what y'all doing out here. Y'all out here not trying to build a house for Christ. Y'all are just using what you got to get what you want, which is a congregation y'all can take money from. Somebody keep Bishop Lamar Whitehead away from all the abandoned and former Pizza Hut buildings, please, because the last thing we need is for him to be up in there selling slices and slinging incorrect Bible verses, and we know that that's exactly what he does. Keep him away from it, okay? Okay, so speaking of the men not being okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Like I said, equal opportunity around here. The women ain't okay either. Not necessarily, right? Because look at this appalling mess that I logged on to the other day. Look at this. Excuse me? Excuse me. Ma'am. Ma'am. Now, what in the bestiality? Peter is late getting here is really going on. The women ain't okay either. And that's the head of the snake, y'all. That's not even the tail. I mean, it's one thing to have a cucumber party, which is still pretty low vibrational, and to be sucking on cucumbers with all that's going on. But y'all in here sucking live snakes to prove that you got that Gawk Gawk 3000? Ma'am, this is what I really need to know. Why is Brenda sitting up here doing Becky shit? This is Becky. You would never think it'd be one of us. If I was to tell you that this was going on with no visual, and we played a game of guess what race it is, you would never guess that it was black. And so when I say the woman ain't okay, Brenda over here doing what we expect Becky to be doing, baby, I'm gonna need you to do better. Stand up. What's the matter with you? What in the beastie? This has got to be animal cruelty. Where's Peter when you need them? Instead of them showing up and throwing paint on Kelly Rowland and Jeezy and whoever else and throwing paint on the celebrity furs and going after Floyd Mayweather for having a fur or animal something car seat. This is where you need to be, Peter. See, y'all got your priorities all messed up, and I'm really tired and I'm sick. What's really going on? Now, this is one of them instances where, I'm sorry, ma'am, you black, but I'm going to have to go get Tyra on you. And you're going to need a little bit of the Tyra toxicity. Y'all know why Tyra get dragged every 2.5 business months for how toxic she was and how she used to treat them models. This is where we need a little bit of the toxic treatment to get her together because her parents clearly ain't teaching nothing, right? Tyra, come.
But you're not. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself.
I'm disgusted. I'm appalled. I'm embarrassed for you. Because there's no reason. No, ma'am. Where's Joe Budden?
Why?
Sucking a snake and thinking it's cute. Not that you should do it in private, but you damn sure ain't got to do it in front of the camera. Where's the police?
Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
Ain't no way. We couldn't be friends no more. If that was my friend in the club, baby, find your own ride home. Don't text me, don't call me. Don't text me, don't call me. If you can't go to Bella Noches, where the hell could you go? In there sucking snake. I don't even want to be in the club with a snake. This ain't no Britney Spears. Even Britney Spears ain't do that. What the hell? So some of the women ain't okay either. For the men who you bashing men. No, I'm not. I'm bashing Brenda too, because she channeling her inner Becky in a way she should never be. Never. What is this? Please. Let's move on to discuss more about why the men are not okay. Brenda need help. She need to hug herself jacket. Let's move on. Smokey Robinson. Somebody asked in the chat. They said, what my man Smokey Robinson do? Look at this. First of all, Smokey Robinson on VLAD TV is a sin within itself. What is Grandpa Smokey doing on VLAD TV? That's out of pocket within itself. It's giving elder abuse. Did he know that that's where he was? Did he know he was sitting down with an informant? And then he's spilling tea about how he had an affair with Diana Ross. Baby, Jesus, fix it. Right, Jesus, fix it. Please. Smokey down here, down at the VLAD TV, talking about an affair with Diana Ross. Excuse, huh? Now, why are these old men running their mouth like this? It's giving Quincy Jones. Sir. These old men get messy and they just start blabbing away. Jesus, fix it. We get mad when the 25-year-olds kiss and tells because why you got to tell all your business? But the old men too? Y'all know Quincy Jones, he's sitting up there spilling all the tea too. We're going to get on Stephen A. Smith in a minute as well. These men just sit and they more messy than the women. What's really going on? How old is Smokey goddamn Robinson? 82 years old, baby. He finna kick the bucket in 8 seconds. And instead of him getting something revolutionary off his chest, he up here talking about... Same stuff Joe Budden be doing. All up in everybody's messy business, unprovoked. Nobody asks. Stephen A. Smith up here talking mess about Rihanna, about Rihanna, pitting her against Beyonce. What is wrong with y'all? The men are not okay. Yeah, I mean, it might be true, but damn, Grandpa. I mean, like... What happened to just sitting around your grandkids and if they ask a question, you give them a little look over your glasses and say, hey, look, I've been back in my day, I'd have been around. What happened to, insinuating things? You out here literally running a blog. He tell one more secret. Smokey Robinson got a blog. A messy one at that. Baby. Ciao. It's too much. It's too much going on. I'm sick of it. These men is messy as hell. Him and Quincy Jones just sit up there just a talking. 60 years ago, here he go. What the world? Now let's move on, because speaking of the messy Mitches and the men who are up there in age, men who are of a particular age, speaking of them, let's talk about Stephen A. Smith and the mess he started today. It didn't take him long to apologize. I said, what happened? Stand on it. Vlad and Smokey, what's really... Vlad and Smokey. It's too much. Vlad sitting up there at the day. Smokey sitting up there at VLAD TV. But I never thought that was not on any of my bingo cards from here until 2050. It was never there. Never there. I think it's cute. You get that old and you spilling ancient tea. Ancient tea. Old, moldy. That tea is moldy. We gonna get sick. But here goes Stephen A. Smith. Let's go ahead and listen to what he got to say as he was asked about Rihanna. Listen to the question, listen to how he answered it, and tell me what you think about it.
I know this. Rihanna.
Really?
Rihanna.
Right.
Rihanna is going to be... I'm very excited. Are you excited for this halftime show?
I don't want to say I'm not excited. She's fantastic. That's not where I'm going with this.
Okay, where you going?
Ladies and gentlemen, she's a lot of things. She's spectacular, actually.
Yes.
And congratulations on new mamahood.
Yes.
There's one thing she's not.
Uh-huh.
She ain't Beyonce.
I know she's not Beyonce, but wait a minute. Hold up.
Hold on.
Steven.
The only reason I brought up Beyonce,
yes,
is because Beyonce recently performed at the Super Bowl.
Yes, she did.
And without Bruno Mars and Coldplay.
Okay, so Beyonce performed, but she's had her time. Now there's Rihanna. Rihanna's coming back. She got that extra of motherhood. I like Rihanna.
You know what? I like television. I like a lot of talent out there. There's some spectacular females in television. I just want to say that. Everybody ain't sharing.
Okay, everybody's not sharing.
That's not throwing shade on them. That's appreciating their greatness, but understanding there's levels, you know?
Okay.
And Rihanna's music is fantastic. She's great. She's a sister. I love her dearly. I listen to her music. I'm going to support her till the cows come home. I'm just telling you, for me, there's Beyonce and there's everybody else. Just like it was Michael Jackson and there was everybody else.
You got to give Rihanna a chance because I really think Rihanna's going to surprise you. I think Rihanna's going to surprise you, Steven. And we'll leave it at that and we'll see. I'm going to text you after she performs.
Go ahead and do that.
I'm going to text you.
You got the number?
I got your
You got the number?
I sure will.
Got the number? She's going to be good. She can't be bad. She's too great not to be good. I'm just saying Beyonce spoiled.
It's okay. Let it go. Open up your mind. That's all I say. Look, I want to, because we could debate Rihanna and Beyonce all day, but I want to congratulate you on your memoir. I know this. Rihanna.
Really?
Rihanna.
Right.
Rihanna is going to
be. Needless to say, the internet tore him a new one. He tried to clean it up. Oh, but there's only one Sherry, baby. But Sherry, nobody asked you. Like just the level of how you unprovoked pitted Beyonce against. It's giving a Kanye moment. Y'all remember when Kanye jumped on stage to gyp somebody else of a moment? Okay. Nobody was asking you about Beyonce, and it was messy. It was messy. Now, if he was talking about sports and staying in that man lane, all right, bet. But that's not what he was doing. That's not what he was doing. So let's get into, let me see. Is his apology up here with a video? Because he has apologized already. Let's see. Where we at? Is there a video attached to this? Oh, it is.
And I saw some headline that's circulating all over the place about my quote that Rihanna ain't Beyonce. See, you know, I'm going to own it. I know what y'all trying to do, but I'm going to own it because I get paid to speak for a living, so I need to be more careful. I want Rihanna to know you're a superstar. You're sensational. You're spectacular. You're no joke. And you are a worthy person to be doing the Super Bowl halftime show. Having said all of that, I was answering a question from Sherry Shepherd, who took over the Wendy Williams show and now got her own thing going. And I'm very proud of her. And she asked me with a bunch of sisters in the audience what she asked me. Now, I'm a Beyonce fan. I think that Beyonce is not only a phenomenal performer, the phenomenal performer. And the only reason any kind of comparison came into play, I just got out of a first take and I saw some headline, is because Beyonce performed at halftime of the Super Bowl, not just by herself, but one separate Super Bowl performance with Bruno Mars and Coldplay. And I thought those were two of the greatest shows that I've ever seen. So what I'm saying is anybody has to measure up to that. Last year with Snoop and Dre and Mary J and Eminem, I was like, Bruno Mars, Beyonce, Coldplay, big time. They got to measure up to that. Anybody who does Super Bowl or Super Bowl halftime show, forever I'm going to say Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Coldplay, and then Beyonce by themselves. Michael Jackson could still be alive, and I would say it's got to measure up to that. Eminem, who's one of my favorites, I would say that about him. Coldplay, when they talked about Coldplay initially for the Super Bowl, I was like, not enough. That can't measure up to Beyonce and Bruno Mars. It's because Beyonce performed at halftime of the Super Bowl, not just by herself.
First of all, he getting hella worked up. Why are you getting so worked up? I mean, like, see, because you apologize, but now you're justifying why you said what you said, which means your apology ain't shit. Your apology ain't shit. It's not your job to pit these two. Nobody's Beyonce. I'm no other YouTuber. No other YouTuber will ever be me. So, you know, the unwarranted comparison. Now, if he was given a question about, you know, who would you compare Rihanna's anticipated performance too. I could see it, but he came out of nowhere being messy, and here he is apologizing, but giving a half-ass apology because he's unlacing it with his justification, and he's getting worked up about it at the same time.
Would say that about him, or Bruno Mars by himself, or Beyonce by herself. I've always said that. I meant it as no disrespect to Rihanna. I know she's phenomenal, and she's my sister.
She ain't your sister.
Nothing but love for her. But Beyonce is my sister too. I got love for both of them. I just think that Beyonce is the greatest performer out there today. That's me. That doesn't mean I'm hating on anybody else. Doesn't mean I'm damn sure wishing for Rihanna to fail. I don't believe she's going to fail. She's going to be great. I'm just saying that I'm a Beyonce fan. That's all. That's it. Rihanna, go do your thing. I apologize for creating whatever brouhaha comes of this. I got to be more careful where people twist it and turn it into something it ain't. My bad on that. Now I got to go. Good luck, sweetie. Looking forward to seeing you perform at Halls or Bruno.
See, because what he said in the first slide was, I see what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to twist it. No, we literally used your words against we didn't try to twist anything. You were being a messy ass Mitch. You're messy. You're messy. Now, if you were sitting on your own show and you were asked after the Rihanna performance, who's the best Super Bowl performance of all time, and you had to name two, and then two other people come into the conversation, okay. But stay over there with all that roo-roo, rah-rah, and comparing the niggas with one another in your lane, which is sports. Stop getting into these women's businesses. Who are you anyway?
A brouhaha.
I know this. Rihanna.
Really?
Of motherhood. I like Rihanna.
You know what?
It's too much. It's messy. These men get caught up minding women's business consistently commenting on what women do and how us women do it. And then when they get caught in a fire because they have no business, now all of a sudden he's raising his voice in the back of the car. Now I gotta go. I apologize, but y'all twisted my words. I shouldn't let people see, because I talk for a living. Nigga, we know that. You and a lot of these other people, y'all get up to say the most outlandish thing that y'all can think of just to go viral. And if it doesn't go the way you want, or if you get tapped on the shoulder by your network or your primary employer or a sponsor, here you go trying to twist it as the general public did something to you. No, you said something offensive to a brand new mother who is a musician, who has done a lot for us, who enjoy her music without comparing her to a Beyonce. That creates a lot of pressure and unnecessary comparison. We have enough of women being pit against one another in the industry. And that creates a lot of, esteem issues. Now, while celebrities should be able to deal with anything and deal with the criticism, the last thing they need is somebody that unfortunately has a platform or a mouth as big as his, because his mouth is big. I wonder what he puts in it at night. But that's the last thing that we need. And if and when Rihanna was to get depressed, she might have postpartum, it happens. Then it would be, the internet with all this fake sympathy, him being one of them. I want to hear Charlamagne call his ass out tomorrow. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. It's too much. It's too much. Okay? Messy ass Mitches. Always over here talking about what we be doing. We don't talk about y'all hairlines much at this point. I mean, like, when you gonna let it all go? The light shine in the middle of your head all the time. Like, but really, it's not my business what goes on with your hair. But sometimes you got to give people what they give it. He's not a cute or an attractive guy. He's no Michael Ealy. He ain't nobody that nobody getting moist or drooling over. Stay in your fucking lane. It's too much. Joe Budden the other day talking about women, talking about one of the, it's too much. These men are getting too comfortable with these microphones at some point. And listen, I got me a nice little microphone too. Okay. But at some point, niggas need to be collecting these microphones from the Black community, because they say anything to go viral. And then they blame the people who listened and picked up on what they was putting down on why they're catching backlash. No, baby. No. They said his scalp shining bright like a diamond. It is. Worry about your hairline. Worry about if you're going to get the Tory Lanez hair plugs or the Tiger hair plugs. Worry about that, right? Worry about the branded shoe polish that you're going to use to fill it in when it's gone. Because I guarantee you, you're going to be even uglier when all that hair finally falls out on your ass. Worry about asking around what you're going to do with your hair and shit like that. Stay out of women's business. A woman that you really wish you could lay with one day or even have a conversation with. It's too much. Child. Just disrespectful. Now let's move on to more men who are doing too much. Baby, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with him? Yes, Tory Lanez has hair plugs. Tory Lanez asked, he was asking Tiger where Tiger got his hair plugs from. So what they do is they take certain hair follicles that you have on other places of your body and they implant them in the places where you have a deficiency. But I don't think that lasted for Tory Lanez. So I think that even with that, he has a severe hair deficiency. You can see it on his dad as well. And so with Tory Lanez, I believe he did start wearing the man weaves because even the hair plugs wasn't plugging. They just weren't staying put. It's just not meant for him to have natural grown hair. So, men need to be worried about premature balding and erectile dysfunction as they get up there in age and the hair growing out of their ears. And if they're going to wax it or shave it and the hair growing out of their nose, those are the things that they need to be worried about. Okay. Not how women do their thing. But yes, Tiger went and got hair plugs for $10,000. He said he went to Colombia to do it. Tory admitted that he asked Tiger where he got his hair plugs from. He went and got the same thing, but it didn't last over time. You saw it was still thinning. Okay. So those are some men problems that I really stay out of until they cross the line and they get into trying to make a woman feel bad or like they're not like the woman, not as good as the woman next to them. Okay? Cut the shit. Cut it. Okay? Somebody said, I like how it sounds when you close to the microphone. Don't get me started because I'll start whispering. I'll start whispering real quick. Okay? Thank you, but thank you. I'll start whispering. No, but I do want to have the mic closer to me, but my setup, I'm still like redoing it and things of that nature. Let's move on to Antonio Brown. Speaking of these men who are doing too much, who their favorite pastime of the day is to humiliate, okay? Is to humiliate another woman. Let's continue. Somebody said, don't start, baby, because when I get started whispering, I don't stop. Okay? Don't get me started. Okay? Men don't want too goddamn much. They gossip more than us. Imagine the men sitting in the barbershop talking about Beyoncé. Are you okay? Antonio Brown, baby. So Antonio Brown, I mean, look, I'm tired of the excuses. He knows full well what he's doing. And I didn't get a chance to come live yesterday because I had to do my nails. And so, but I wanted to come live yesterday and talk about Antonio Brown because why have I seen his penis so much? Why have I seen Antonio's Brown, his penis so much? Why do I know so much about his penis shape? Why do I know that it's not little? But I still wouldn't want it though. He's always uploading that the Martin Luther King statue. He's always uploading it on the internet. He likes having it out. And so I seen the Snapchat picture. Obviously, I ain't gonna post it, right? So I seen it on yesterday. I seen that picture. I said, "Oh my gosh!" So what it is his his baby mama sucking his penis on the Snapchat. First of all, who the hell is still, what grown person you know is still on Snapchat, right? But he gonna post this woman sucking on his thing. Then he turns around today and says, I got hacked. No, I think what happened was, you hear and you understand, because it's not the first time he done posted that. He re-uploaded that before. The last time I had seen his penis before yesterday, it was when he was out, like on vacation somewhere at a pool, booty butt bald naked, and was erect and all that. And I think they put him out the pool. I said, but that's not the first time he uploaded his baby mama, who he's no longer with. So he's always attempting to humiliate her. And I think he heard that he could get charged with revenge porn. And so now today he goes on his, you see what I tweeted with this picture of Monique, because I said, baby, why is he uploading this again? Antonio Brown keeps uploading photos of his baby mama sucking his thingy thing. They broke up a while ago. He's infatuated with airing her out. Shay said he is well endowed, but he's a horrible man. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Is that Leo at the door? I think Leo at the door, but it's too much. So he posts today, my Snapchat was hacked. I'm thinking I'm trying to fix it. Hacked? Or she got a good lawyer, and this is the third time you'd have put a photo of some old stuff that y'all used to do when y'all was being intimate, and you know you could get charged with something. See, you know what you're doing. If you can come up with an excuse like I've been hacked, and it was a typo in it, so it's not even like you got a team member who did it, you know what you're doing, and you know it was wrong. I was hacked. What about the other times you did it? Let me find the tweet so I can pull it up for y'all. AB84. I was hacked. No, damn hacked. Did he delete the tweet? Oh, no, he didn't delete it. It's still up here. We got to stop making excuses for this brother. He is a sick Negro. CTE or not. Two things can be true at once. He needs help, and he needs to stop. And sometimes when people realize that excuses are to continuously be made for and about them, they get a little bit worse with what they're doing, because they understand the amount of leeway and how people will come up with excuses for them. They don't even have to come up with them. My Snapchat page has been hacked. Working with Snapchat support to get this fixed ASAP. What's really going on? You wasn't hacked. You wasn't hacked. This is a pattern. You've done this time and time again. Sir, if you don't get your ass the help that you need, seek, you know, there's some people, they got things going on up top, whether it's basic mental health, whether they've been knocked around, brain ain't nothing more than scrambled eggs and mashed potatoes up there, who cannot afford the help. This man is sitting on buku money and has buku resources. There's no reason. He's sick. He's sick. He's sick. He's sick. He's sick. And I ain't making excuse. I just can't do it.
This is a sick Negro.
People under my post talking about he got CTE, so he get a pass. No, he don't. He think it's cute. He think it's funny to make his baby mama look crazy. This is the mother of your children who's got to pick up and drop your kids off at school, and you want everybody looking at her like she's a, no, that's very intentional. That'd be different if he was just posting that little thing or that big thingy thing. It'd be different if he was just posting that by itself. It'd be like, oh, you nasty. But make an OnlyFans. Not so I can buy it, but I'm just, you know, that's just him embarrassing himself or showing the world himself, because it's. But no, you typically want to humiliate somebody that you've been with, somebody that don't want you no more. Inhales a Negro, please. I'm sick of it. No, sir. It's too much. It's too much. Now, they said no one else but CTE does that. Someone said, where did he get CTE? Well, he played professional football. A lot of us remember he walked off the field and all that other stuff. So a lot of time, have y'all ever heard of the movie Concussion? For like the people who don't know, when you get knocked around, like think about it. Mike Tyson ain't got all his marbles either. He's lived his entire life, decade after decade, being knocked around. And that type of consistent impact and force, year after year, decade after decade, it starts to do something. It starts to do something, whether it's MMA, WWE, boxing, football, whatever it is that's giving you all that force and that impact, it starts to affect your mind. And that's what CTE is. And it's not just football players who are susceptible to it, although the movie Concussion was based off of football when Will Smith, he played in it. Y'all remember Will Smith was like, you tell the truth with that accent. But yeah, that's where it comes from. So while I don't think he has all his marbles, I don't think he's as dense as he's making himself out to be either. No, I don't think so. And right, we're assuming he has CTE because we've seen him have some moments where he wasn't all there, not pertaining to nudes or revenge corn, whatever you want to call it. But technically, speaking, they don't know if you have CTE for sure, 100%, until you are deceased, when they're able to take your brain out of your head and look at it that way. So, but whether it's CTE or other issues from it, like y'all ever heard Mike Tyson talk at his press conference? Now he done calmed down over the years, but y'all heard Mike Tyson talking about he wanted to eat his opponent, eat their kids, stick it in their butt, and all, like he don't have it all upstairs because he been knocked around all his life. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. So I'm going with the performance enhancing drugs until they get a hold of the brain. It could be things like that as well. It is. Oh yeah, we do need to get into Orlando Brown. Before we get into Orlando Brown, I do want to get into just some quick Black history. Sometimes I save Black history for last, but I feel like everybody doesn't get a hold of the Black history because it's the last thing that I bring up. So we're going to get into a little bit of Black history, and it's actually Black present and past history. We're going to come full circle with it. And then we're going to get into Orlando Brown, that man that be dancing all over Instagram and social media, big groove, and his recent controversy. So I want to get into that first. So look, if you're here and you haven't already, I'm going to ask you again, hit the goddamn like button, okay? Or you can send me $5 on Cash App, either or. All right.
Again.
Yep, I'm gonna ask you again. So we are going to get into some Black history, but first I need to pay a bill really quickly. Okay, so let's pay this bill. Thank you for supporting the show however you do. And we'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Leo from outside the door because I think that was him knocking.
Get into this Black-owned business, Stickies. It's got things for inside your home, outside your home, and even on the go. JasmineMadeIt.com is your new destination for Black Girl Magic mugs, tumblers, and even wine glasses. You can even customize the tumblers and wine glasses. There's a lot going on for a low price over at JasmineMadeIt.com. And if you've been serious about wanting to support more Black-owned businesses, here's your chance. Let JasmineMadeIt.com handle all your problems for family and friends. You ever had a friend over and they just wasn't catching the hint or paying the rent?
Y'all asses all get to stepping.
Yeah, tell them to get to stepping with this nostalgic Martin-themed doormat and shop over a dozen different doormat designs over on JasmineMadeIt.com. All right, Stickies, you know what time it is. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and shop Black today. Make life easier for you and your household by taking your family's hot or cold beverages on the go with one of these unique tumblers. It's insulated to keep your beverage at temperature, and it comes with a few different reusable straws and even the specific brush that you need to wash it so you can keep it sanitized and germ-free. They've got all kinds of designs to match your mood or style. So grab something for your wife, the hubby, or even the kids over on JasmineMadeIt.com. That's JasmineMadeIt.com, and I'll see you over there.
All right, and don't forget to use my code Jane for 10% off your purchase, even if you're only getting one thing. No minimum purchase requirement in order to get your 10% off. at JasmineMadeIt.com. Y'all know I love this cup. I drink out of it every single show, okay? So Leo's show was knocking on the door. And let me go ahead and pay him his money. Got to pay him his money for being here, okay? He's on the clock, helping to entertain us. He wants to be paid. I can't blame him for wanting to get his coin, okay? Come on now. Okay, Big Drip. All right, one more, and then we need to get you down and wait a minute. And then we're gonna get you down so we can finish the shot. Okay, you ready? You gonna eat it so the people can see? Look, the camera. Wait, the people and can't. He said, "Look, let me stop it. He bite my finger off, y'all." Leo, look at the people right there in the camera. Right there in the. All right, now. You gonna need to get down. Now, why would you sit here like you can stay there? Come on, can you get down? Can you get down? Leo, get down. Get your. Nobody want to see that little thing. See, the people care more about Leo than they care about me, and that's okay. Okay. So we fed my child here. Okay. Right, Leo? Okay. So, yeah, Leo got his bling bling on. I think in the next video, I'm going to change it so he got on his gold chain. He got a silver and a gold one. Somebody sent him a cash app to get him a new collar. So, I did what needed to be done. I didn't steal from the Leo funds. Okay? So, Thank y'all. Okay, so we need to get into a little bit of Black history. Okay, did y'all know today? Today being January 18th, in 1975, The Jeffersons premiered on CBS on television. So the show ran for 11 seasons with 253 episodes, which made it the second longest running American series with a primarily Black cast. That was surpassed by Tyler Perry's House of Pain. And fun fact, the show was a spinoff from All in the Family. Now, I want y'all to show y'all age down here in the chat. Do y'all remember All in the Family? And did you know it was a spinoff? The Jeffersons was a spinoff from All in the Family. Did you know? Okay. This made me really happy because this was, and we're still moving on up, present day. But this was something that I really enjoyed this show coming up. And a lot of the other things that were just coming up off of Black and White, Black sitcoms, or really just sitcoms in general. I was surprised to know I was today years old when I found out that Tyler Perry's House of Pain surpassed The Jeffersons. I would have never thought. And y'all know I'm highly critical of Tyler Perry because I'm gonna make it short because I've spoken about it plenty of times. But Tyler Perry, what he does is he utilizes and he exploits a lot of Black women's pain points and the Black family dynamic in general. But he uses our pain points and he doesn't necessarily represent us the right way. He doesn't want to let us into the writing room, and it just doesn't do us best. And it doesn't matter how many times we give him feedback and let him know, well, if you want to talk about Black women problems, can you tell the story right? Can you let some Black women in the writing room? He doesn't care, right? But that doesn't mean, despite the fact that I'm highly critical of him, that I'm not going to say that his work ethic isn't anything. His work ethic is something, and he has padded a lot of the pockets of his Black actors and actresses. However, I do think that there is infinite room for improvement when it comes to the way he tells our story as Black women and the fractured, Black family dynamic in general. But I was today years old when I learned that House of Pain had surpassed them. So that was some very interesting stuff, especially because House of Pain, like, I can watch it if it's on like TV, but it didn't I would have never thought it surpassed the Jeffersons because I just didn't feel like it was necessarily, all the way there. I think some of Tyler Perry's best work is A Family That Prays and Why Did I Get Married? That franchise, with Janet Jackson and all of them in it. Oh, also for Color Girls, although he collaborated with Oprah for that. So who would have known? But hey, I may not like all he does, but congratulations to him. But more importantly, I just want to take some time to talk about the Jeffersons. Okay. Wanted to spend some time to talk about them because it is their 35th anniversary. Now, let's get into a little bit of additional Black history really quickly before we move into Orlando Brown and more of these men who literally are just not okay. Shall we?
Now, let's spend a little bit of time with our ancestors, or at least listening to them, because they always tell us you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from. So let's get into a little bit of Black history with this Black History Moment.
You in that crowd. They got me in the system. Why they gotta do me like that? And I know I can be what I wanna be what I wanna be. We've got love for y'all, wish I don't cover. Just about the feeling.
Okay, so let's get into today's Black History Moment because listen, y'all know over here, Black History is 365. It's so much more than a day. It is something that we need to be talking about and remembering each and every day of the year. Not just February, right? It's going to be a lot of people fake on the bandwagon next month, but I try to incorporate it in, if not all my shows, as many shows as possible. Okay. So if I can ever find something on Black history, whether it be past or present, because Black history is being made every day, believe it or not, that's what I'm going to do. And speaking of which, y'all know I'm a Maryland native. Well, I'm really a Baltimore native, but Westmore made history as Maryland's first Black governor. Okay. After the formal swearing in, he was introduced by Oprah Winfrey to a crowd of roughly 5,000 people who gathered in front of a building that historians say was built with enslaved labor. So congratulations to him. We're hoping that it goes well. Let's see what Oprah's talking about.
It is my honor to introduce you as my friend, to introduce you as someone who I believe in, as a man I truly respect, and a man I so trust. I trust you. I trust your vision. I trust your leadership. And I want you to know you can trust it too. In your new governor, Westmore.
Okay.
This journey has never been about making history. It's about marching forward. Today is not an indictment of the past. Today is a celebration of our collective future. And today, our opportunity to begin this future is so bright, it is blinding, but only if we are intentional, inclusive, and disciplined in confronting challenges, making hard choices, and seizing this opportunity in front of us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so that is that, and it was something that I wanted to bring up. Like I said, Black history can be something from back in the day, something that happened a long time ago, and Black history, it can be made as, today as well. It can be happening now. So it's not always past events. Let me see. There was one other tweet under here that I wanted to read that I found to be important. And if you follow me on Twitter, you saw I retweeted this and said Baltimore. I think I said Maryland stand up. In an inaugural address, he promised to address longstanding inequities in the state while growing the economy. It's a celebration for the future, an opportunity to begin a future so bright that it is blinding. Okay, so that is a piece of Black history that happened today and some Black excellence. And I see somebody in the chat that was like, it's a shame we in 2023. And that is, it's a shame that it's first Black in 2023. And you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. However, I still find the need of it to be important for myself and others to congratulate him and give him kudos and support him and really follow his journey so that if and when people start trash talking him, if he's doing the right thing for the state and for whatever we need done, we can defend him. Because some people are going to talk mess about him just because he's Black, because he's on the opposite side of politics as him, and so on and so forth. So I think it's important that we hone in and realize how we can defend our own people if and when they are doing right. Okay. So here's another one that I wanted to talk about. And this is Dr. Hale Williams. And so this is a piece of Black history that is literally based off of today, like on today in Black history, but it's back from 1858. So I gave you present day Black history, something that happened today. But here's something that literally happened years ago. I tell you, when you over here getting the Black news, you're going to get all types of Black news, and you're going to learn today. You might only want to hear about the junk that the celebrities are doing, but you're also going to hear about some of the important stuff that's going on and that has happened in our community. So Daniel Hale Williams, he made history as the first Black person to perform a successful open heart surgery. He was born on January 18th in 1858 in Pennsylvania. And as a Black doctor, he made it his mission to provide opportunities for other African Americans who were barred from working at hospitals because of racism. Go figure. Okay. And so, you know, this is important because, like, imagine you got people dying for all different types of reasons, right? Because they don't have access to surgeries or the technology just hasn't been cultivated yet. And these hospitals are denying Black folk, Black doctors and nurses from working there. And he's the first one to successfully perform an open heart surgery. This is important stuff. At a young age, he expressed interest in medicine, and he completed an apprenticeship with Dr. Henry Palmer, who was an accomplished surgeon. He finished his medical training at Chicago Medical College. And in 1891, he founded the Providence Hospital and Training School for Nurses, the first medical facility to hire an interracial staff. When we talk about paving the way, like, this is serious and also something that is legitimately and physically, tangibly life-saving. So his greatest accomplishment came in 1893. Again, he operated the first open heart surgery on James Cornish. Cornish lived for many years after that. And the following year, Williams took post as the chief surgeon of the Freedmen's Hospital in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, 5 years after suffering from a stroke, he died on August 4th, 1931 in Michigan. But this is some amazing news. It is some amazing history. And again, it is, you know, he created such an impact, a life-saving impact in the medical field and in general, you know. And so it's so easy to sit and cut up. And that's why I like to do a balance, because don't get me wrong, I love to laugh and I love to entertain, especially about things that are actually funny. But it's so easy to sit and cut up and focus on things that Black people are doing that are less than positive, that are out of line. But it's also important to focus on upstanding and model citizens, past and present, who are Black, who look like us. So it's important that I do my due diligence in highlighting Black excellence. And we need these reminders. We don't only need the unfortunate reminders of the Krishans and the Bluefaces and the Sukianas and people doing all types of wildness. Because if that's all that is consistently pumped out and put in our faces, sometimes you might forget how great our bloodline and our lineage is. We are capable of some amazing beyond reality TV, beyond the ignorance that the blogs are going to amplify. And I I find it to be of high importance. So Black history is important for me to bring up in my shows in general. And that really made me happy today, even putting these 3 segments. I mean, we got the Jeffersons. I think actors make a big difference too, especially when you're able to see yourself on TV. The Jeffersons being a predominantly near all Black cast. We talk about the first Black Maryland governor. We're talking about going back to 1858 and somebody who was actually, not only was he a doctor and performed the first open heart surgery, but he opened up a facility for nurses where it was the first time where they had an interracial staff. He made it possible for Black people who are interested in medicine and in saving lives. He made it possible for them to do so. And it's crazy that they didn't want to allow Black people to practice or study medicine, but I bet you when they were sick and when they needed our help as Black nurses or in the medical field, I bet you they used it. So things like that are important to me. It really makes me happy, and it really gets me going, and it's important. And I wanted to bump it up in the show because, like I said, it typically comes last, and a lot of people don't make it to the last segment. So that was something that we definitely needed to get to. Okay, some better reminders of what we're capable of as a people. Okay, so that's that. All right, that's our Black excellence segment. And like I said, if you haven't already taken a moment to hit thumbs up or send $5 to the Cash App, baby, go ahead and do that. Okay, go ahead and do that. All right, now let's move on to the next thing, which is unfortunately OrlandoBrown, baby. OrlandoBrown. Baby, he need help. And me personally, I feel like, and eventually I want to get to the point where y'all enjoy the Black History segment so much that I can make separate videos about them. But, you know, when it comes to the algorithm, I have to make sure that I'm, you know, creating content that y'all really want and that it's going to get enough views. So I really want to get y'all hooked on and practice the way that I'm able to articulate the Black History moments to make it something that y'all really want to listen to. I know y'all need to listen to it, and I'm going to tell you, y'all gonna learn today, but eventually want to create a series where I can create long-standing Black history and Black important videos. Okay, so as Hawks Baby Girl said, let me put my seatbelt back on, baby. Put your seatbelt back on because we finna get there. Okay. So let's see. Oh my goodness, somebody played Daniel Hell Williams in a 6th grade play. Wow. Okay. Shout out to y'all. Okay. Shout out to y'all. So there are some people here who really be down with the Black history and things of that nature. Okay. Even today, Black nurses post videos showing Caucasian patients rejecting their help. That is unfortunately true. It's unfortunately true. So let's go on to the next thing. Put y'all seatbelts back on, baby, because it's about to get wild again. We be getting into OrlandoBrown, and y'all know how Orlando can be. So OrlandoBrown is constantly being interviewed, and I truly do feel that he's being exploited. And I think it's obvious, but I'm still gonna ask y'all. Because it's just my opinion. Opinions are like belly buttons and booty holes. Everybody got one. So I'm gonna put the poll. Is Orlando? Let me write it. Is OrlandoBrown being exploited? Should they stop interviewing him for now? Yes, no. Ask your community. Okay. So I put it in the chat. Okay. I want to know what you think. So I saw this. I hung out with OB. I know what he's like. So I saw this. Obviously, you see on the Neighborhood Talk, their logo is here. It says, y'all agree. OrlandoBrown says no woman should be arguing over Diddy and should be happy that he even talked to them. And he says, quote, y'all lucky he even nutted on your chin. Baby, what? And you see, I'm not going to play the clip because I just feel like he's being exploited, but I wanted to create this conversation. I'm getting a little oily. I wanted to create this conversation because I feel like it's important. Why are y'all still interviewing this man? He's sick. Why don't we take mental health serious? Why is it all about the clicks and views? And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and draw a correlation here because it's relevant right now. It's no different than the people interviewing Jaguar, right? We've seen what just happened with her, right? The people want the outlandish clicks and views based off of how she says anything out her mouth when it's clear she needs to sit down and she needs some help. Whether it's just mental health, whether it's mental health and it's substance abuse. And let's not sit up here and act like social media is not a bit of a substance and a drug that gives people an adrenaline rush that they can't help themselves from wanting more of. And I do think that Jaguar is addicted to the clout. She sat up there. She got into a fight with her husband after connecting with a Carbon Nation ex-cult member. She was calling that ex-cult member her nephew and apparently or allegedly invited and called that ex-cult member her nephew, but invited her nephew, not her real nephew, but still the fact you're going to call somebody your nephew, invite him in the bedroom. Then you get in this fight out in public in front of a barbershop and you're throwing your dead son's ashes on the people around the barbershop. And then you get back in the car and you rub your dead son's ashes on your face and say, I curse you, y'all are dead. There's nothing sane about that. And OrlandoBrown, you can baby, I clicked on this on the neighborhood talk and I saw, first of all, look at his face. Look at his face. Now, come on now. Look, he's not he's not in his right state of mind. Not too long ago, I tweeted and I let you know. Look at his mugshot. And how long ago was this that I tweeted this? December 23rd. OrlandoBrown needs help. Mental health is real. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you just come across a clip or two of OrlandoBrown or whatever, you might chuckle once or twice. But the situation, as far as how gone he is it's not funny. It's not funny. And these people be inviting him on there, and he just be saying anything because they know he's gonna go viral. Period. He's being exploited. It's not cool. Miss Mamar sent the $4.99 super chat just because. Thank you so much, or super sticker or super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's a lot. Not they should be lucky. Not they should be lucky that Diddy nutted on his chin. What's really going on? What's really going on? We're going to have to visit the bush on this one.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
They said, did she really do that? Yes, she did. Do y'all want to see it? Y'all didn't see? Mental health is real. And here's what I'll say before I get into showing y'all the Jaguar stuff, right? The Jaguar has been somebody I follow. She's been somebody I followed, right? And somebody commented under my tweet about how OrlandoBrown, I feel like he's being exploited. And I can see, is it 93% of the chat feel like Orlando is being exploited. Other people don't. Orlando be on a different drug. I remember one time I was on his Instagram page a while ago. This is when he was on Dr. Phil. He had in the lizard contacts. And the people was asking him, what kind of drugs are you on, bro? And he was like, man, I don't even know what I'm on. They got me on different stuff every day. And so this brings me to the comment where I posted this on Twitter, I believe it was yesterday, about OrlandoBrown and how he's being exploited. Someone said he either he needs better family or he needs a real friend. I'm just hoping he gets some help. His circle ain't And I said, listen, his circle is more than likely compromised of his drug dealers and leeches. You know, people like OrlandoBrown had childhood success. You could correlate it to the Disney curse if you want to. And, you know, people like that, y'all remember Bump Gang? He gave his life to Christ. He was with Woe Vicky and all that other stuff. They have this money and they have access to visibility and a certain amount of capital. And the people around them just keep them souped up, keep them zooted and booted so that they can get whatever they need to get from them. Attention, followers, clout, money, drugs, and sell to other people. That's just what they do. And it's really sad. It's really sad. So, I mean, it just, what can I say? What can I say outside of like repeatedly saying like he needs help? Jaguar right incident. If y'all didn't see it, yeah, because there's a couple people in the chat who feel like they don't really notice she rubbed them ashes on herself and things like that. But she did. Oh, the tweet is unavailable. Oh, no, it's not. Here we go. Let me pull up the tweet. Thank y'all for supporting this stream. Let me go ahead and get this up. It's going to take me all of a couple seconds. Okay.
I can drive. No, don't drive. I'm driving. Driving to the front and we just park and talk. Please. Oh, my dear son. Oh, my dear son. Please, I know you want to drive. Dear son. Oh, my dear son. Oh, my dear son. Oh, my son. Oh, my son. They're all dead.
Oh, my God.
They're all dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. Look at me. Look at me. Life and love only. No bad juju. No bad voodoo. You love them. Fuck you. You love them. Fuck you. Stop. You're dead. You love them. You're dead. They've had your back for a long time. No, they haven't. They never had my back. They don't know what's going on. They never had my back. He told me how much he wants to protect you. They never had my back. Nobody up there. Listen to me. I got my back. Get in the fucking car. Get in the car. Get in the car.
Oh.
Get in the fucking car. I'm gonna show these niggas what Helter Skelter is. I love you, Jag. I have to tell you the truth. Do you got your phone? No. Do you got your phone? No. Get your phone and get in the car. Get your phone. Wait right here. I swear to God. If it takes you more than 2 minutes, if it takes you more than 2 minutes to get your fucking phone, I'm going in. I'm gonna commit murder. I'm gonna come get your phone. Get your fucking phone. I'm gonna kill these fucking niggas. You fucking piece of shit. You put your hands on my fucking nephew, yo. Wait right here. Now, give him his phone. Give him his motherfucking phone. Give my nephew his.
So that's sick, right? And don't get me wrong, I think that Jaguar is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in general. Outside of this incident, she just likes to say whatever. I feel like she's bitter that Hollywood doesn't want anything to do with her anymore, because of her outlandish behavior, or her time has expired, or whatever like cuckoo stuff she does. Like I said, I got jokes for days about her. but she need help. She need help, right? Like, this is not normal behavior. It's not normal even when you just understand the fact that she hooked up with this nature boy stuff, right? I don't even follow that nature boy stuff. Okay. All I know is that they crazy. Nature boy is a whole rabbit hole within itself. But for you to hook up and you just met somebody that was or used to be a part of the nature boy cult, and for you to take him in right away and call him your nephew, and for you to switch on your husband and start talking mess about your husband who done held you down for years, and both of y'all are nutty, and call him your nephew, but according to her husband, she invited nephew into the bedroom. And I'm not about to sit here and show the clip of her throwing the ashes on the barbershop, because this is enough. This is worse. But I've seen it for myself. It's a lot. Jaguar needs help. She's in a mental facility. That's what happened. Tokyo Tony was live about it earlier today. Jaguar is her own rabbit hole in her own right, right? But I say all this to say, to get back to the point, mental health is so important. Jaguar's son was on, I think, Sean Davy Waite's channel, and shout out to him. Jaguar's son was saying that there's a demon in her. She never acts that way, or something like that. People are putting in the chat that it's rumored that the dude from the Nature Boy cult Solar gave her ayahuasca. I've never heard of that before. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like something that ain't gonna have you acting right. You know, whether it was drug induced, whether it's just mental illness alone, whether it's the two of them combined, whether she's not on her meds. I believe Jaguar admitted to being bipolar, but I also heard because this was a live from her own actual page. I heard, and the live is actually still up. She admitted that her and her husband do Molly. So she's doing drugs. She's got, you know, her mental health that she's not taking care of. It's sick. It's sick. That's what her husband said. Her husband said that she invited the quote unquote nephew into the bedroom, and that's when her husband had got upset and whatever began their altercation. Okay. So it's a lot. Okay. Her husband told another blogger that he's requesting $2,500 deposit for an interview and $25 on it. It's not happening, baby. It's not happening. We wouldn't even give that to Carry-On Franklin. What would make him think that we would get that to him? Oh, baby, Goomba here needs some help. They said it's pronounced ayahuasca. Ayahuasca. Okay. What is that? What's ayahuasca? School us. Can somebody put it in the chat? It seems like it's a lot of people who are talking about it. What is it? So it's a lot going on. Either way, she needs help, whatever the details are. Okay. Mental health is important. And that's my whole point. Mental health is important. And I hope she gets the help that she needs. Although I feel like she's bitter and she talks a lot of mess about Hollywood, about people she does and she does not know about, unconfirmed rumors and things of that nature. Okay. So it is what it is. Somebody said, leave Carry-On out of this. I'm just saying, like, requesting money for requesting that much money when you're not even Blue Ivy's cousin, it don't make sense. So let's move on from Jaguar. Some people think it stays. Some people think, I mean, for you to have your late son's, ashes in an urn with you in the car on the go all the time, that already says something within itself. But hey, it is what it is. We're going to move on and we're going to wish her well. Despite the fact that I'm not a fan of Jaguar, I follow her because she's a train wreck in and of herself. But I don't wish her harm or that she doesn't get help. She needs help, and I hope she gets it. So let's move on. Okay. She had just met Solar, but she kept calling him nephew. You can hear that in the video. So for her to want to meet an ex-cult member and to right away start calling him nephew, I think that says a lot as well. Could be codependency issues, whatever it is. So we all know that that's not really her nephew, but that is what she continuously referred to in the footages that I saw. I can't pull up all the footages that I saw, but I did see a lot of them. Okay. So that's that. Okay. They say it's hailing properties, but it needs to be taken with assistance. See the most recent Best Man series they do in episode 2. Oh, I did see the most recent Best Man series. I just don't remember them taking anything that wasn't normal. I don't remember them saying the name of ayahuasca, if I'm saying it right. Okay. You know what? I do. They were sitting out on the beach. All of them was sitting out on the beach. And Terrence Howard's woman that he was about to marry had him out there doing this stuff, and Nia Long passed out and everything. Okay. I remember that. Okay. I got you. I do remember that now. Yeah. A lot of them had this crazy trip. They were on a mental trip. Okay, I got you. So let's get on to this next guy, child. This next guy. When I tell you I'm so sick of him, baby. And apparently I ain't the only one sick of him. Okay. So I just want to say shout out to the person that had left this, because I had posted this on my Twitter page, and somebody had posted the link down below. Okay. But let's get into this content creator, and I'm about to open the phone lines in a second while I let this video play. And do y'all know this guy? Y'all put a 5 in the chat if you know who he is. And if you sick of him, put a 6 in the chat if you know who he is. If you feel like, let him live. I don't know why y'all hating on him so much. Because, baby, I am so sick of this raccoon.
What is this?
This is s'more tsunami pancakes.
S'more tsunami pancakes?
Yes.
Why do you call it a tsunami?
You want to see?
Yeah!
Why he gotta act like that?
Shot fight!
Why would you pick?
What is this?
This is s'more tsunami pancakes.
S'more tsunami pancakes?
Yes.
Why do you call it a tsunami?
You want to see?
Yeah! Shot fight! What is this?
When you talk about like next level cooning, you don't got to be in politics to be cooning. You ain't even got to be out here taking up for white supremacist white people to be cooning. He is a coon. And it's annoying. It's annoying to see him. Oh, I mean,
nigga, you gotta be ashamed of yourself, nigga. Real talk. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. All that you is.
because he's always doing this mess. And that's exactly what it is. It's mess. There's one time he had this piece of watermelon and somebody in the chat said they don't know who he is. Oh, really? Let me let you know who he is. Because he just always doing too goddamn much for no reason. And I get so tired of his fanny pack too. And his name used to be Big Gorilla, right? You used to call himself Big Gorilla. He act like he ain't see nothing wrong with that. That's how you know he a coon, first of all. Not you out here calling yourself your big muscular self. Don't nobody be asking for none of this behavior. It's all unprovoked. And he always in a restaurant looking dumb, being dumb. And it's just sickening. It's sickening. out here literally trying to look like a derogatory caricature of black folk. Long story short, okay, we the people, all the people, are tired of him, of this jigaboo. Get this jigaboo out of here. The people have created a petition to ban his ass. We're all tired. We're fed up. You've had enough. You've had enough. Okay? Look at the 3,000 people. The 3,000 people trying to get him up out of here. Now, mind you, it'll never work. It's just a place for people to come together and express their dismay for this jigaboo. It's too much. Everybody is sick and everybody is tired. Everybody. They said Black Johnny Bravo. Oh my goodness. It's too much. It's too much. It's annoying as hell. Okay. So this is, part of today's episode on the Wild Wild Web, crazy and viral social media sightings. And, it's pretty, it's annoying, but it is what it is. 3,000 people gathering around in the congregation so that, they can try to ban him somehow. Somebody said, where's the link? Child, here's the link to ban him. Y'all crazy. It's too much. But nonetheless, because there's no reason you should be eating a stack of pancakes like that, let alone it's got watery stuff on it. It's just too much. Why is he bucking his eyes like that? Because he likes representing terrible caricatures of us. Something wrong with him. Black folk don't like. I think the white girl, a lot of times he's at restaurants and the white girls, they think it's cute to an extent. They halfway think it's cute because they fetishize a certain midsection of him, but they also think that it's hilarious as hell that he would be out here representing some of the derogatory imagery of us. Okay. So that's that. That's that. All right. So here's what we gonna do. I have a couple of other insignificant things to talk about, and I also want to check the blog since I've started to see if anything else has transpired. However, if you've been here for the whole show, if you rewind the show, if there's anything you want to call in about, I want to drop the link so that you're able to call in. Okay.
The PLAINESTjane. This is what.
Child, I didn't want to do that quite yet. I want to drop the link so that you all are able to call in. So if you do want to call in, make sure that you click the link and you have good or decent reception so that you can sound off on any or all of the topics that you want to discuss. Okay. So I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna give y'all time to get up here while we shoot the stuff. While y'all get ready, okay? Okay, is that all right? What y'all in the Discord saying? Are we messing up or something? Oh, yeah. I seen that. I'm not worried about that. I see what y'all just put in the Discord. Nobody's going to dictate what I'm talking about. I mean, I politely ignored that because I really could care less. So that's that. They said they call him Sugar Muscle. But yeah, he's another one that we can't get out of the group chat from. We just can't get away from because he's posted left and right. And 9 times out of 10 when he's posted, people are wondering what's going on in a negative way. Okay. So I'm gonna drop the link one more time. Okay. Probably drop it a couple more times just to make sure. Just to make sure y'all see it. Because we did cover a lot today. We covered important stuff. We covered funny stuff. We cut up. We spoke about the danger that us Black women are in general when it comes to these men who just they don't have really much of a fuse at all. They out here snapping in a bad way, right? We've covered a lot of things, and I want to hear your thoughts about it. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this play. We're gonna give y'all time to call in if you all so desire. And then we're gonna see what else is going on in real time. Okay.
Education, special education, psychiatric medication, juvenile incarceration, emotional frustration, and premature extermination.
Okay, you gotta get your education over here. Okay, everyone and everything ain't gotta be addressed, but you're gonna learn how to behave yourself in the chat, or just if you're not feeling the topic of discussion, there's always a million other videos and places you can go. I guarantee you, I'm not the only thing on your TV, your iPad, your phone, or whatever you're watching. You know what I mean? It's other places you can go. It's other stuff you can watch. Okay. Let's just have a little bit of common sense about it, all right? All right? Being a little nice to you guys this evening. Okay? We're being a little nice this evening. All right. Let's get ready to let people call in if you want to line up and call the show. I'm thinking about getting a call-in number, but I'm not sure. Call in if you would like, and we're going to be right back to see if there's anything new popping off in the news or on the blogs, okay? Okay.
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
So wait a minute, you ain't joined the channel yet so that you can access special perks over here with the plainest Jane?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Ooh, watch this. Hey, I'm the plainest Jane. I'm a cultural commentator and informant, and I provide sticky coverage on trending stories, black news, black culture, and everyday topics with a sticky, abstract perspective. So get familiar with the perks. I've carefully curated all of these things, and it's just a little exclusive glaze to amplify the way that you express yourself. So get comfortable, get used to our official emoji over here. That is the pancake stack, because it's always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, and especially when you spend the time over here with the plainest Jane. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the exclusive glaze that I've provided for you to amplify the way you express yourself, and I hope you enjoy the digital vibe. Hey, listen, I always want you to keep it sticky, but be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. But most importantly, I hope that you're feeling all right, and hopefully you've had some time to tackle some of your invisible problems. I know I got a couple of new subscribers, and I just want to say thank y'all. I really do appreciate you. And if you're not quite feeling all right, this channel right here, once you join, it's going to help you kick back and decompress always, but it'll also keep you in the know with what's happening with the best black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. So again, get comfortable. The first drink is on me, all right? Act like you got some sense, and I'll see you around. But don't forget to keep it sticky 24/7 by following me on Instagram, but hit that notification bell so that you always know when I upload and you get your dose of syrup first. Now, with all that stickiness being said, the most important thing I want you to remember about this neck of the woods and the plainest Jane is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't agree,
Buy pumpkin. That would take you out. I don't play that shit.
Now you gotta go for real.
it's just that simple. Hey, look, whether you join or not, I do want you to stay beautiful, black, and blessed. And just know I appreciate your support. I'm your girl, the plainest Jane. And let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now.
All right, and we are back. We do have somebody here who wants to call in and say what they need to say. Hello, you are live on the air. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you. I just want to say I love your show. I'm glad you got your channel back and everything. You were actually my babysitter when I had COVID in 2021. You were covering the R. Kelly trial back then. So
Oh,
that's all I could do was watch YouTube. I couldn't do nothing else. I had COVID. It was so, and I watched you when you covered the R. Kelly trial this in 2022 as well. So I watch you a lot, obviously. But
you.
I'm gonna go ahead and get the fangirl stuff out of the way. I just want to make my sound off short and sweet. With the Orlando Brown and the Jaguar White situation, both of them are basically being exploited. I have some sympathy for them, but then again, I really don't, because after a while you have to kind of have accountability for yourself as well. I mean, of course, if you are severely mentally ill or whatever, it's kind of hard to have that accountability, because if you don't really know exactly what's going on or what you're doing or whatever, you may not really see it the way everyone else does. But
Right.
at the same time with Orlando, after a while, you kind of have to look at them like, okay, you know what you're doing. You're going on all these interviews and everything. And you just know that eventually that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do, is exploit and all of that. So you kind of have to have accountability, at least a little bit. But at the same time, they both do need help.
Yeah.
They do.
I think when
And
you're
then with
being
this,
enabled, it makes it worse when people, because it's just like a drug is a drug, whether it be social media or whatever. If it's a crackhead or something like that, if it's not around them, if no one's providing it to them, if they don't have that resource, they're more okay. But when somebody's just handing it to them, and Jaguar and I was about to say Smokey Robinson, child.
oh, that was a mess too, but yeah.
But Jaguar and Orlando Brown, it's like they keep. Orlando Brown wouldn't have the microphone or the platform that he had if he wasn't going on platforms that are already massive in podcasts that are already popular. You know what I mean? So it makes it hard for them to quit the drug of attention instead of getting help when people are consistency and then not to mention they might even be getting paid for it. It could be a little bit of Jaguar, no, she's delusional enough to do her stuff for free. But Orlando, I don't think that he's necessary. He might not necessarily be doing those interviews for free. So if he's getting $500 or however much for an interview, I mean, not to say how can he say no when he's clearly not working on the movie screen. He might have residuals from That's So Raven and what was it, Major Pain, and other stuff that he's done. But I sometimes the general public. But like you said, it's a mix of accountability in both.
So
yeah, it makes it hard, I think.
Yeah, and then with this guy that you just showed, with eating the pancake, I had never heard of him, and I kind of wish I had never seen him before, because I'm just like, what the hell was that? And it's like, and I hate to say this, and I'm probably bogus for saying this, but I'm just gonna be honest. He seems like to me, and I'm pretty sure all of us have ran across him one occasion or other. He seems like one of the guys in school that just didn't really have a lot of friends or whatever, or just was kind of like invisible in a way. And now he has, again, another person has gotten his platform. He's, so-called made a name for himself. And because he's got a couple followers that, they kiki and cackle behind his shenanigans. He thinks, oh, well, this is the way to go. So, of course, just like you said with Jaguar White and Orlando, they're going to keep on going. He's going to keep on going with this because he figures, oh, well, this is cute. People think it's cute, whether we just laughing at it or making fun of him or, laughing at him or whatever. He's going to continue on. So if, it gets to the point where he does get banned, well, like you said, it probably would not happen. He's going to continue with the shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to be a complete mess, until he decides to stop on his own or whatever the case may be. But yeah,
Orlando cleaned
that
up
was
for a
crazy.
second.
That was just ridiculous.
Orlando,
and he seems so. It's
no, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just froze for a second, but it's like the guy seems so, I don't even know how to describe it, but it just seems so childish, like the way that smile, that goofy grin he had.
Mm-hmm.
It actually was kind of creepy, if If I do say so myself, it seems more creepy to me than anything else. But I'm just like, yeah, okay.
It's a different
No,
type
this
of
is
tap
not it.
dancing. It's a different type of tap dancing, in my opinion, because he understands it looks crazy. I could pull up characters. I did a video about like a 20-minute video on the origin of coon, what it is, and da da da. It's this caricature that it's this character where he's like, I don't care, I'm gonna get paid, but I'm feeding the white people what they need to understand that I'm a tap dance this way. It's tap dancing. We don't like it. They like it, but where's the positive representation of what he's doing? I mean, there are TikTokers that I respect more than him. I mean, TikTok dancers, so it's just a mess. A whole mess.
Yeah, it wasn't, just like someone else is saying, it's like an ugly duckling phase, and he's still going through, and he's trying to work himself out of it or something for whatever reason he feels he needs to. But whatever. But that's all I had. I didn't know if you had anyone else in the background that might want to come in. I don't want to take up too much time. This is my first time calling. I don't know if you noticed, I was a little nervous, but at the same time, I'm glad that I was able to kind of throw my little 2 cents in there. And of course, I'm still going to be watching the channel and supporting and all that good stuff and keep up with the good work.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. And I look forward to you calling in the future. And I appreciate you having the courage to call in today.
All right. Thank you, Jane. Love you.
All right. Love you too. All righty. That was a good call. Baby, I'm trying to change this damn. I'm trying to look at what I see a couple of new news stories that came out that I want to reference, but I'm also trying to get this Negro off of the screen too. At the same damn time. So let me see what I'm trying to do. Okay. I said Jag is mentally ill. I agree. So a couple of new stories I want to touch on really quickly. Apparently Tory Lanez says that Tory Lanez trying to throw his old counsel under the bus because he didn't get the outcome that he felt like he deserved or whatever. So he's saying he regrets not testifying in the Megan Thee Stallion shooting trial claims, say he was misguided by his former attorney. Okay. 2-week trial, everyone was shocked that he didn't take the stand. And now the alleged reason is revealed. A source reveals to the Rolling Stone that Tory felt like he was misled by his former attorney. The source claims that his former attorney discouraged him from taking the stand and plead his case. The decision was made after prosecutors told the court that they would bring in a substantial amount of evidence if Tory took the stand, including Tory allegedly assaulting August Alsina in 2022. His new attorney says there's another side of the story at the trial, which is yet to be told, and we look forward to doing so. And so that's that, right? I think it's ludicrous. I really do. But that's just me. I didn't cover the trial. I know a lot of people wanted me to cover the Megan Tory trial. It's just something that I wasn't able to get around to. And I just felt like there was just I just didn't get around to that. Some trials I feel like I know I'm going to be able to hit it on the money and do a good job. And not to say I couldn't do a good job with the Megan Tory thing, but yeah, I just made a personal decision to not cover this trial. There was, outside of all the slander and stuff that Meg was going through, and don't get me wrong, all three of them lied. All of them lied when they got on the stand, right? Well, Tory lied in general. He didn't take the stand, but he said some stuff that wasn't true. Kelsey said some stuff that wasn't true, and Meg wasn't necessarily all the way truthful when she was on the stand. However, Meg didn't shoot herself. Okay. And there was a lot of hoopla going on pertaining to this trial, and I just didn't want to be bothered. See, I can deal with the P-Hive. I wasn't prepared to deal with everybody else's misogyny war and trying to cat for Tory Lanez, especially when you heard that phone call, him talking to Kelsey, baby. It was pretty obvious, but listen, it is what it is. Now, speaking of Black news, Florida rejects AP African American Studies course, claiming it lacks educational value. This sounds like Okay, the school system still don't want critical race theory in the building. Are we surprised? Are we surprised that they're trying to keep critical race theory and the real history of what African Americans have and haven't done and how we've been oppressed? Are we really surprised by this? Let's get into this story, and I'll probably elaborate on this tomorrow earlier in another show. Okay, there's a news clip. Let's listen to that first.
The Stop Woke law to block a new AP course on African American studies.
The Florida Department of Education says the course lacks educational value. In a letter to the College Board, the Department of Education also says the curriculum is inexplicably contrary to Florida law. It goes on to say, if the course comes into compliance and incorporates historically accurate content, the department will reopen the discussion.
Using the Stop Woke law to block a new AP course on African American studies.
All right. Okay. What are the details in this case here? Okay. The Florida Department of Education rejected the Advanced Placement African American Studies course proposed by the College Board. According to the Daily Beast, the Florida Department of Education governor stopped the Woke Act to block the Advanced Placement African American Studies course. The course was supposed to introduce high school students to African American studies and highlight teachings on literature, arts, political science, geography, and other subjects. The College Board sent out a letter stating that they used the Stop Woke Act to reject the course in the Florida Course Code Directory and instructional personnel assignments. Now, in the past, this governor has stopped the Woke Act that would provide parents a private right of action to sue if they think their children are being taught critical race theory. Not sue. Not sue. The act also allows parents to pursue attorney fees if they win their lawsuit. Critical race theory is banned from K through 12 public schools by the Florida Department of Education. As presented, the content of this course is inexplicably contrary to Florida law and significantly lacks educational value. Yeah, out of pocket, but not surprised. Not surprised in one way, shape, or form. Okay? It's really not unbelievable. It's really not. There is another piece of information that I wanted to bring to y'all that I find to be interesting, but it's really unsure if we're going to be able to tell if it's going to affect us and or if it is accurate. And it does have to do with the Rona. Most of us know that the Rona, y'all see how when I started talking about Meg and Tory, in my opinion about it, lots of people dropped off, right? Like it's not about the lack of support. It's about the hate that you get when you state that I noticed was happening when people were stating their opinion about said subject. But nonetheless, I wanted to get into some information about, we all know that the Rona originated in China, right? And, created in the lab, whatever you want to call it, right? Apparently something's going on over there again, and they're saying that they see a spike. Now, I remember I was on Twitter a while ago, and I tweeted, probably like a week and a half ago. I think it was like new Rona strand or something, like the new Rona or something like that was trended. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Not again. Not again, not again, not again, not again. Okay. But I just wanted y'all to take a look at this because I know a lot of people didn't take it serious at first. A lot of people didn't take it serious when it was going on over there. They didn't think it was real. They thought it was fake. And so I don't want to give too much of my opinion on it, on the jab or any of that stuff. But I do want to make you all aware of what is allegedly going on in China now as it pertains to a rebirth or a resurge of the Rona. Okay, since we're talking about all types of news around here. Okay, hit thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already had a chance to. And let's continue. Let's see, let me get in here. Hold on. Everyone falls in love sometimes.
Is dealing with an explosive new surge of coronavirus cases, and the U.S. and the World Health Organization have accused the country of underrepresenting this latest outbreak. NBC's Asia correspondent Janice Mackey-Freyer is in Beijing with more. Janice, good morning.
Craig, good morning. COVID has been spreading like wildfire for weeks since the government ended strict COVID measures here. And for the first time, China confirmed that thousands are dying. It's a sad situation. Over 5 days, we spent several hours at a time at multiple hospitals and funeral homes around Shanghai and saw how the world's largest COVID wave is targeting the most vulnerable. This morning, a COVID crisis showing little mercy. At hospital emergency rooms, patients are crammed into hallways, stairwells, lobbies, and the sick keep coming. Day and night, there's this constant stream. Beds are usually full here, says this woman caring for her mother. Overcrowded and overstretched, yet no shortage of despair. The abrupt end of China's zero COVID policy unleashed a wave of infection here on a population that wasn't ready after Shanghai endured a brutal lockdown earlier this year. Scores of people are dying, bodies taken for cremation after families are given 10-minute time slots to say goodbye. Under pressure to share data, China's authorities reported nearly 60,000 COVID-related deaths in 1 month. That's at hospitals alone. A staggering 900 million people have been infected. The numbers validate what we've seen for weeks. We've witnessed crematoriums operating at all hours, and funeral after funeral revealing COVID's toll. Why did you leave us so soon? A woman cries. Officials say infections have peaked in major cities, but will likely spread, with people going home to visit family for the Lunar New Year. The concern now, the next wave, with hundreds of millions traveling again, taking the virus into rural areas. Experts worry about weaker medical systems in the countryside after shortages of drugs and oxygen in the cities. My father had no symptoms but still died, says this woman. Her mother is still recovering, with China bracing for a second surge that's coming. COVID has had a heavy impact on the economy here, too, as it has everywhere. But lockdowns and quarantines caused one of the slowest periods of growth here last year, according to the government. Cities like Beijing and Shanghai do seem busy again, but with this second COVID wave now looming, there's still a lot of uncertainty ahead. Craig?
Janice Mackey-Freyer for us there in Beijing. Janice, thank you. Now, China is dealing with an explosive new surge of coronavirus cases, and the U.S. and the World Health Organization have accused.
My question to y'all is, do you think that this is going to affect us? Do you think we're going to hit a second pandemic? You know, it's hard to tell because there has always been a surplus of misinformation surrounding it in one way or another. Not to say all of it was false. I'm not saying that. But at certain different points in time, there were certain tactics being used to encourage us to lean one way or the other, or to do one thing or the other. And so there was a point in time where all of us didn't necessarily trust the numbers because we felt like they were boosting them in order to whatever, and along with a slew of other stuff. And so without getting too deep, right? Without getting too deep, because I hate when people come over here. This that kind of channel. This is a channel that encourages us to vax. This is an anti-vax channel. This is a pro-vax channel. This. It's not none of that. I like I said, I encourage you to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. However, I do remember the news cycle, the origin of where things went crazy first before it made its way across the pond to us. And I do remember when over in China, their lockdown was so strict, the end of 2019 to the beginning of 2020. It was so strict. They were locking them people in their apartments, so much so that they were putting locks on the outside of each individual apartment door in China. So when people had passed in those apartments, they were trapped with dead bodies in their apartments for weeks at a time, begging and screaming on their balconies and out the windows in any way possible. Please help us. We got a dead body in here. Please get it out. Imagine living with a dead corpse in your home for 2 weeks because the lockdown is so severe because of how contagious said panorama is. So I remember how extreme that was and how a lot of people didn't take that serious over here. A lot of people did not take that serious over here. Lo and behold, it came over here. And of course, we went on lockdown, but our lockdown was nowhere near what China's lockdown was. The work from home, stores closing at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. You know, our lockdown was different, but it did end up affecting us. You know, so I'm just wondering if you all think that this is something that's about to happen all over again over here, because it started and the pattern, it happened over there. So, you know, thank you, Iridescent Unicorn Farts, for joining the membership. Your name is so funny. But yeah, see, there's somebody else. People were literally screaming out their windows for help. I mean, living with the dead body of a loved one is enough within itself, because it's creepy, it's saddening, it's everything you could. Then you got to imagine the smell of a dead body. So it was pretty intense. It was pretty intense. Okay. And you know, listen, whether you think it's something that's going to be contagious to come over here, or you think they're going to create it and it comes over here, right? Do you think it's going to happen again over here? You know what I mean? You know, The Simpsons has predicted a lot. The Simpsons predicted years ago about them creating such a pandemic as what we experienced, for sure. But I wonder, this is the second time I done scrolled upon stuff like this, and I mean, you can ignore it or just keep it in the back of your head, but I'm just wondering, should we be concerned, or is this one of those propaganda ploys to fearmonger and get us to do whatever it is the government is trying to push us to do? Someone says they let C-19 run rampant for 5 months before they did something here. Yeah. I remember the shutdown didn't happen here until the NBA stopped playing. Yep. I discovered my big brother after a month in a warm house. I refused to view it, but I called in the wellness check and waited for confirmation. Yeah. But it was something I saw that I wanted to bring up, and I never want to, you know, affect the algorithm or anything like that. You know, the algorithm don't like you talking about certain things, but I'm like, I got to find a way to talk about this, because this is interesting, because this is where it started last time. So who knows what media or what information, what data we can trust, but I found it to be interesting. I said, I'll keep scrolling past this, and I said, let me go back and let me look. So I don't know. I find it to be interesting. I see another story I want to talk to y'all about, but there are some things I just need to save for tomorrow. I did a good job. I got through a lot of stories today. I do appreciate everybody that called in. I do believe it is time for us to get into the sticky note and to be making our way up out of here. But there is one other thing on today's episode of the World Wide Web, not something I just saw, something I had a while ago, and I want to know how y'all feel about it. You know, when we talk about people just letting their babies do any and everything, this is one of them things that really had me like, yeah. Shout out to all of y'all for hitting thumbs up on the video. Look at this video.
No.
Hold up.
No. لعبة واحدة.
What's this music?
No.
Turn that music on. But whose baby is that? And why did they keep letting that baby go up and hit that dog? And if that dog had turned around and had a little bit of lunch at the expense of that baby, they would be wanting some sympathy, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they be wanting some sympathy if that dog turned around? Oh, the animal, people don't have no control of their animals. No, you don't have control of your animal. Your kid is acting like an animal. What's really going on? I mean, and not to say that a kid should be able to walk up and hit a chihuahua like that, because teeth is teeth, and animal teeth is gonna bite. They're gonna bite. But you up here hitting what looks to be a pit bull or something like that. What's wrong with you? It looked like the lady in the pink could be the parent. That ain't cool. Y'all, and see, these are the types of animals, after incidents like this, they want to put an animal down. No, I think you should get a parent 30 days in jail for letting their kid do this. I felt bad for the dog. And honestly, that's why it's so important to watch your kids, because sometimes kids, and I've witnessed this myself. I've witnessed this myself. Okay. I said, put the parent down. I've witnessed this myself. Sometimes kids, when they haven't really been around an animal like that, they do try to walk up and hit it. I've had somebody try to do that to Leo, and I had to get Leo because Leo started hissing. I had my niece over here one time, and Leo got this thing where he's kind of like already afraid of infants. No, not infants, toddlers. He's afraid of toddlers. When they first learning how to walk and when they little, for some reason, Leo is afraid of them, like just naturally. Not afraid of regular adults, typically, unless he senses their character is trash, which I find out later on. But one time I had my niece over here, and she was like 2.5 going on 3. First thing she did, she came in here. Leo was already like tense. And she goes up to Leo, and she just, and I grabbed him immediately because I was like, and he hissed at her. And I couldn't blame him, but I was still concerned because the last thing I need is my cat attacking my goddamn niece. But it's like, get your damn kids. Not crotch goblins. Oh my God, I'm going to use that. Not control your crotch goblins. No, but for real, that baby wasn't right. And they would have been expecting a GoFundMe and for a whole bunch of sympathy had the dog had a little bit of baby foot for lunch. And had we had the video attached, shouldn't be no sympathy, okay? Shouldn't be no goddamn on sympathy, okay? This is out of pocket. It's very much out of pocket. Look at this person down here. They said, let me make it bigger so y'all can see it. Hold up. This is why Twitter is the place to be. Do you hear me? Said bro had to ask the camera if we were seeing that shit too. Like, what is that? Do that little boy just keep hitting me? Yeah, he keep hitting you, buddy. You did a good job of avoiding being put down. This is like being a black man in America. You know what I'm saying? The police doing whatever they got to do to you, and you turn around and you act, and it's a problem when you do it. It's cool when they do it. Fuck them. Y'all seeing this? Because, baby, I'm about to have lunch early. Why would you let your baby walk up and hit on that dog like that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? See, because people ain't got no self-control. People ain't got no self-control. Nonetheless, I had to give y'all another story that was on a less of a somber tip. Okay, I had to give y'all one of them. But I do have to say it would have been hella appropriate for that damn doggy to eat the baby for lunch. The parents were probably somewhere in the background thinking that's funny, and it's not funny. It's not funny, especially when you think about the way any animal would react. Would you let a random person come up to you and just be hitting on you? No, you would turn around and slap Brenda or Becky. You know what I'm saying? Animals are got feelings too. I was about to say animals are people too. They almost are. They do have personalities, but come on now. Come on. I'm on the dog side with this. And this got nerve to be a black baby too. Protect black boys. Protect these animals from these babies with their parents just letting them do whatever. Okay? He had to ask the camera, y'all see this? Because I'm about to eat. Baby, go. Baby, when I tell you I love me some Black Twitter and I love being a part of it, I really do. I really do. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and close this out. It's time for us to get into the sticky note of the evening. Okay? It's time for us to get to the sticky note. Y'all know that's how we wrap up a lot of our shows around here. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Okay.
It's time to face it, boo. Your product needs more exposure. If you want to see your ad here on my channel, be sure to shoot an email over to yt.theplainestjane@gmail.com and let's chat. But if you're new in my neighborhood here on YouTube, hey, I'm the Plainest Jane, and I provide coverage and commentary on trending stories, viral events, and Black culture. I definitely appreciate you stopping through and hitting that subscribe button if you'd like more of my particular brand of syrup.
It was a YouTuber, and shout out to her for this good detective work, honey. She's the one who went and was able to put 2 and 2 together. The Plainest Jane. That's the person's name, the Plainest Jane. I couldn't think of what their name was on the podcast, but I wanted to go ahead and shout them out. They're the ones who did the work. All right. So, like I said, shout out to Plainest Jane. She's the one who put that together. So Shekinah was not lying. So when Tiny came back on some, oh, she's making it up, sounded like Tiny's voice to me.
Okay, and we are back. Let's get into the sticky note of the day. A lot of you all who are familiar with the channel, y'all know that sticky notes are motivational notes that I craft, and they motivate me. And I realized that sharing my motivational notes on Twitter and on the community tab in general, it really helps and it motivates a lot of you all as well. And you all really poured out and let me know that it does a lot. So I just made it a normal thing when I write down stuff that motivates me, whether I'm learning a lesson for myself during self-reflection, or I'm relearning a lesson. It helps me out and it helps you all out as well. So that's what the sticky note is. Before we get into the sticky note, listen, be sure y'all tag me in all your favorite trending topics on Instagram and on Twitter. Y'all know I am always there. But today's sticky note is this, and it's about labels. And it's really about letting yourself outside of the box that you create for yourself. Labels are so limiting. You find yourself trying to live up to the label, which actually places you in a box. Evolution is a continuous state. There is no final version of yourself. There's no such thing as that. So stop limiting yourself to the label, even if the label is self-placed. Sometimes other people will place a label on you. And it's up to you whether you want to accept that label or not. But even if you put a label on yourself and think that I'm just this or I'm just that, stop letting that limit you. Stop putting yourself in a box that's based on a label. Understand how your ability to grow. There's always another level and another version of yourself. And there's always another skill that you can take on to help feel more empowered, to accomplish more of whatever your life goals, your trajectory, your path is based off on. So labels, they limit your adaptability, and you'll find yourself subconsciously conforming to who told yourself that you need to be whatever it is in order to fit inside of said label box. So there isn't enough room to stretch outside of your comfort zone if you're placing yourself in a box. Challenging situations typically require you to do something outside of the box in order to overcome the hurdle. Labels describe you for a moment, but they don't define you. And that's the most important thing that I want y'all to remember. Labels might describe you for a moment, but they don't define you. That's not who you have to stay just because yesterday or today you did XYZ. It doesn't mean that you are forever and always said label. Give yourself room to grow by not placing labels on yourself. Always leave room for growth and evolution, which is a constant state of fluid change that you should always be in. So I hope that makes sense. Labels can limit you sometimes. I'm not saying don't ever call yourself anything, but labels can be limiting sometimes because whatever the definition of said descriptive, some people call me an activist. I'm like, no, I'm not an activist. Some people call me a blogger. No, I'm not a blogger. Some people call me a commentator. No, I'm not a commentator. And some people call me a journalist. No, I'm not a journalist. I'm none of that. I'm the plainest Jane, because sometimes I might tap into the functionality of any of those things. But if I stay considering myself to be one or the other of those things, then who am I to say that my skill set tomorrow that may tap into something else? Who am I to stunt myself of the ability to really tap into whoever the hell I need to be? I'm still in a severe state of self-discovery, and I can admit that. Maybe in 2 or 3 years, I'll be comfortable with a certain label, because I understand that it's the label is adaptive, and there are a lot of different ways I can live up to my life's purpose based off of whatever said label is. But for now, I'm overwhelmed with the amount of labels, and a lot of the labels that people place on me are based on people finding me to be amazing and great at what I do here on YouTube and as a communicator in general. And I'm okay with accepting that. I'm okay with accepting the compliments, but I'm not okay with somebody saying you're an activist and me saying, okay, well then I'm not a commentator. So I'm not in this, and I'm not okay with just accepting one thing. I'm still trying to discover a lot about exactly where I need to be and where I want to be and what makes sense for my life and my talents and my desires. And so that's really where this sticky note comes from for me. If some people want to consider me to be a journalist, who's to say I can't commentate? Who's to say that I can't advocate for Black rights or Black news or whatever the case is? So understand that when you watch me, like that's where I am, and that's what I'm doing, is in this state of self-discovery and exploring myself and just letting myself be free and be free-spirited. I do consider myself to be a modern day hippie. I do consider myself to be that, but because the hippie is very vast. But I say all that to say, not to make the sticky note about me, but just to give you an example of some of the labels that can be limiting for you. A journalist doesn't feel as empowered to do what a blogger does, as is a blogger or journalist doesn't feel as empowered to do what a commentator does. And an activist damn sure doesn't feel as empowered to do all the things that a blogger does, and so on and so forth. And so as I am determined to communicate and entertain and speak based off of what I feel and what I see happening on social media with celebrities, real Black news in the real life, I'm still trying to figure it out. Hell, I got some people in my Discord who really feel like, go work for Fox Soul, go apply to CNN, go do this. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for that. Because is that limiting me? Is that really what I want to do? Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Black news, but is that all I want to do? Or do I enjoy my ability to be as diverse as I know I can be on my own independently on this channel? Some days I might feel like, today in Baltimore, 2 squeegee kids were killed because Some days I might be in my news bag. Other days I might be in my LOL bag, my commentary bag. Some days I might be in my activist bag. So don't limit yourself, even if it's based off the compliments. And I had to learn that. Don't even let compliments limit you. It might be coming from a good place from other people, but it might not necessarily be good for your life's trajectory and whatever path you're on. So just understand how accept the compliment is cool. You don't even have to have that difficult conversation with that person. You don't have to say, no, I'm not this, or I'm not. Just say thank you and keep it pushing. And take notes and write in your journal and do whatever it is that you need to do to continuously define yourself and figure out what's most comfortable for you. But also don't stay stuck in the comfortability either, because that's another box, right? You still got to challenge yourself. So you know, this sticky note is it's not as structured as most, but I want you all to understand exactly what I'm talking, especially when it comes to your passion and other people realizing your passion. It can be limiting if you let people's compliments define what you're doing and where you're going. Don't do that. And don't even do it to yourself by digesting and taking people's compliments as fact. Don't do that to yourself. Labels can be limiting at times. So give yourself time for self-discovery. You'll find yourself trying to live up to a label, which actually it places you in a box. And evolution is a continuous state. It really is. There is no such thing as a final version of yourself. And as soon as you define a final version of yourself is the moment you stop becoming a student of life. And then you've determined that there's no room for improvement either. There's no more room for growth. And that's a final destination rather than a continuous, space that you need to be trying to get to. So stop limiting yourself to the label that others or you place on yourself, because you'll be subconsciously confirming to who you or somebody else told yourself that you need to be inside of said labeled box. Okay? So I say all that to say, this is the sticky note for the day. It's not my best sticky note in my opinion, but it damn sure describes exactly where I am and where I'm going. And y'all know when my channel got deleted, I had to pivot. I had to pivot anyway. And I did have to redefine myself after my channel got deleted. I'm still the same person, but I'm in a different place. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, comment down below. I'm doing me. If this sticky note resonated with you, okay? Make sure you do not leave this video without hitting thumbs up. If you don't want to hit thumbs up, that is okay. Send me $5. Send me $2, $3. Okay? If you don't want to hit thumbs up, hit the buttons on your Cash App. If not, I hope you really enjoyed this bus ride. I do enjoy bringing you all this Black news. I hope y'all enjoy me coming on earlier, because sometimes I will be coming on at this time right here, right now. But I think I got on here at what, 7 o'clock? I think it was like 7:09, 7:11 when I got on here, Eastern Standard Time over here in Baltimore. That's lit for me. I'm getting better with coming on earlier, okay? I feel like that's necessary for what I need to be doing and where I want to go and where I want to take this channel this year, because I am trying to do some things a little bit different, okay? So, nonetheless, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. That was today's sticky note, okay? Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking the community tab. Thank you for subscribing to the backup channel if you haven't already. Okay, the backup channel is linked down below in the description box. We were over on the backup channel the last time I was on here when I was talking about Lori Harvey. We did a pre-show on the backup channel, so you definitely don't want to miss what's going on over there. Don't forget to do something to decompress today. Okay, and if you decided to ignore my advice in the beginning, if you didn't tap into your mental health and your invisible issues, baby, now is the time. The video's over. Tap into what you need to tap into as it pertains to the betterment of your life, okay? Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on everything that we discussed today, your final thoughts, your conclusions. Thank you to the caller who called in. Get used to the phone lines being available for all of you all to call in the future as we discuss more topics, okay? Your girl is getting better with what I'm presenting and how I'm presenting it over here, okay? I want the shows to be a little bit shorter, and I want the shows to be a lot a bit earlier. So that's where I'm trying to get, especially to make it more accessible, because I do get a lot of comments after the show is done saying, I wish I could have called in, but it was late, and whatever the case is. And I'm trying to do better with accessibility for you all and not being as long-winded, even though I think all my shows are bomb, but the shorter ones are better. So I love you all so much. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. You can follow me on Instagram if you'd like. You can tag me on Instagram and things that are happening if you'd like, but please understand I spend most of my time on Twitter. Okay? Look, y'all, subscribe and thumbs up or down. Honestly, either way, I really do appreciate it. And be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any other celebrity or trending search. Because listen, you know things are always sticky in Hollywood and in real life. And don't forget to drop some of them pancake emojis down below, okay? My name is the same right here, okay, as it is. Damn, no wonder nobody sent anything to the Cash App. I got the wrong fucking name up here. I got the wrong name sitting up here for the damn Cash App. That's what's really going on. I usually do get a couple Cash Apps. I'm like, something's going on. I said, okay, people ain't got it today. Show display name. How do I edit it while I'm here? Dang. Okay, hold on. This is the damn Cash App, baby. Ain't that something? I had the wrong Cash App the whole goddamn time sitting up. Well, I didn't have the Cash App sitting up here at all. Yeah, the Cash App is THA_PLAINESTjane, even though my name is thePLAINESTjane with an E all over the place. But nonetheless, whether you got a seed to sow into the channel or not, it's completely fine. Please understand, I'm not tripping about it. But at some point, I do want to do YouTube full time. I do. And you can't always depend on YouTube because you know how they treat content creators of color, child. You know how they do. So that's why I pride myself, and I see the difference in the Cash Apps I get when I have a really good show, a really impactful show, a really powerful show. I see the difference in the Cash Apps when I have one as opposed to when the show really just wasn't that great. I can always tell when I get off and I'm finished. And 9 times out of 10, I can feel when I'm doing a good show before I even look at the Cash App. And then I'll get off live and I'll see that I did do a really good show because people did send a couple Cash Apps, even if they $3 or $5, $10, $20, whatever. Somebody did accidentally send me a Cash App for $499 the other night. And they were like, Jane, can you return it? That was a mistake, so I can send you $499. I'm like, yeah, that was clearly a mistake. I'm not going to keep your money. I'm an honest person, okay? I'm an honest person. But nonetheless, I did have another show to do for you all, but it seems at the time it's slated a little later than what we planned on. And it was an elaboration on Bank of America. It was an elaboration on Bank of America, why it happened, the people who were affected by it, and a prediction from a former employee of Bank of America. So if we don't get around to that tonight, which it seems like we probably won't, I'll probably be a little bit too tired, then hopefully we can get around to it tomorrow or sometime later this week, okay? Because financial literacy is so important, especially for us Black folk. And when it comes to the economy and all of the unexpected twists and turns that it takes and what we should be doing with our money, okay? So that is that, okay? Love you so much for being honest and returning. Yeah, I knew she didn't mean to do that. I knew she did not mean to do that. So I had to go ahead and do a little, otherwise my conscience would have ate me up, honestly. My conscience would have ate me up. But I love y'all so much, okay? I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. I feel like I'm still kind of woke. I ain't going to hold you. I feel like we might have to go ahead and do a members only after this, since I can't do the professional video that I want to do, elaborating on financial. Not they still up. Because their time zone is 8 o'clock. All right, so I got to get myself together. It seems like we will have a secondary show. Okay. All right. I love y'all. I'm getting off here. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Y'all make sure y'all stay beautiful, Black, and blessed until the next video. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Okay. Deuces.
But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.